Trace. Hello.
Hey, Dan.
How you
How
doing?
you doing?
Okay.
Mike and Brett.
Yep.
Got the trifecta here.
Yep.
Yep.
Gonna talk some records.
Yeah. Quite a few records.
And I got
Yeah,
my
okay.
red stuff on. I'm gonna ask Mike about the reds.
Okay, that's fine.
Yeah.
Later on down the road.
Yeah.
Yeah. Later on. Later on. Now you were talking about what got you into collecting.
Yeah. You ready to hear the story?
Hit it.
Well, first of all, I started off with these here. I don't know. 8 tracks.
Yes.
Years ago, my mom bought me for Christmas one year. This is close to my first one. My first one was Leonard Skinner, Second Helping. And that's when I started getting into sort of music.
Yeah.
And then one day I was at home and my best friend called me and said, Mike, you got to get down here. There's an intersection at Leesburg and 62. And it goes right through there and there's all these wrecks there. He goes, you won't believe this, what just happened. I said, what? He said, come down here and see. So I just lived about a block away. I drove down there. Went down there. I never seen so many records in my life. It's called Sunday Store back in the day. Now it's like a dollar store. They'd wrecked. They'd hit. They'd had a wreck. I mean, he scattered records everywhere. I mean, I thought I was, and I never really got into records then. Now my friend was. He had Fisher stereos. He had Sensui. He had all kinds, but he was younger than me. But I never got into records like that. I got down there. The guy said, "Take whatever you want. You can have them." So I remember I only got about like 30 because I didn't want no records. Everybody else was carrying hundreds off, just walking like this with the records. I said, "Oh my gosh!" And I still have. This is one of them I got out of that. Joe Walsh. Got that out of there. It's a real good album.
Mm-hmm.
That was out of there, but it was from that band, and I don't know how many he had, but he was heading to Hillsborough from Washington Courthouse to deliver them.
Mm-hmm.
About what year was it?
It was either 1974 or 1975.
That was a long time
Right in
ago.
there, yeah.
It seems like a long time. 50 years ago.
Yeah. Well, yeah. No, I got to go to the reunion.
And it was going to a sundry store?
Yeah.
Oh,
That used to be a pretty good
That's
place.
where I
to
used to
get
buy
red.
my 8 tracks.
Yeah.
Was there. That's all I used to sell. Was
What you
8
got
tracks.
there? Put it up here so we can see. There you go.
It's Eagles Live.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, all right.
But Leonard Skinner, I couldn't find it. I've got about 300 CDs or not
Eight
CDs,
tracks?
8 tracks.
No kidding.
Yeah.
You got a lot.
Yeah.
That's a lot.
I had my vehicles had 8-track tape players.
Yeah.
And then they come out with cassettes, and I didn't melt. And then I started getting into albums.
A lot of people had 8 tracks back in the day, but they got to the point where you could hear the other song playing.
Yeah,
along
but
with it.
after you played it a while, it
Yeah.
starts bleeding into it
Yeah.
and everything.
These kids nowadays would never understand that one, would they? You
No,
have to click
no.
that little button.
Yeah.
And if I don't know if the record company or record labels did it or not, but sometimes there would be a real good song, and it would go to the other track, and you'd always hate that because that might be the song they're playing on the radio.
Yeah. Believe it or not, one of my best playing 8 tracks I got, it's Kiss, Destroyer.
Oh,
Oh, yeah.
That was a good one to have.
Yeah. Yeah, I got a few of them. Not a lot, but I got a
Yeah.
few.
Yeah. Do you have something to play them on?
Yeah.
That's good.
Yeah, I do.
Yeah, I got like
But I don't have it hooked up.
a portable
Oh, I see
8-track
it.
player right there, and I didn't hook it up to my stereo or even messed with it yet.
I still got one for a car.
But yeah.
A lot of
No kidding.
Yeah, that's where I had it.
a lot of
my
people.
car.
That's
And
that-
then I had a van.
Oh yeah.
and I
Chevy
had a
van.
Dodge. We don't want to talk about it. We don't want stories about that thing. You couldn't get away with it nowadays. What, what we did then.
You know, a lot of people had those big stereo systems that looked like furniture. Well,
Yeah.
that'd be the first thing to go
Oh, yeah.
bad, and then was the 8-track player.
But I tell you what, they had the best sound
Oh yeah.
because everything was all boxed in, all that and that wood and stuff. It sounded so good.
Oh yeah.
I know my grandma had one because I get records. I told Dave this last week.
Oh yeah.
You know, I'd go down there for records and stuff like that. And say, Grandma, can I listen to this record, you know?
Yeah.
Put it on, you know. And she goes, oh my gosh, that's nice.
Yeah.
That's a little nutty. You know?
I think we all of our generation probably listened to something like that.
Oh,
Dad
yeah.
Mom and Dad had records.
Of course, guarantee
Bobby
it.
Vinton and all that.
Yeah, because where you were messing around in the 70s and stuff,
Yeah.
you know, me and Brett were doing that 80s deal
Yeah.
with our type of music and stuff like that.
Yeah, early 70s. Yeah. And
Yeah.
then on up. I don't mess with hardly any of the. I stop about 85 around there buying records.
Yeah.
Because I don't like any of the hardly any of the newer groups. I usually like the older ones.
I know
They got
you're pretty big into like the psych
Yeah.
type
Yeah, oh,
prog
yeah.
and stuff
Yeah.
like that.
Yeah.
Psychedelic.
Yeah,
I got one of them here, one of the good ones. I got one of them.
that's good. I can't
And
wait.
then I can tell a story about most of them. You guys wouldn't believe who used to be into psychedelic music. That the Monkees, they had a psychedelic record.
Oh, they
The
did.
Bee Gees had a psychedelic record. There's all kinds. Of course, there's all kinds of. But I really like Quicksilver. I don't know if you guys ever heard.
Quicksilver Messenger Service.
Yeah,
Yes.
I like them.
That's one
Yeah.
of the bands you got me on. I got a couple of their albums.
Yeah,
I
I
almost
like
bought
them a
one
lot.
today, but I didn't.
I only got one of them.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that's the one that's got the air.
Yeah,
Is that the name of it?
yeah. I think that's it.
Fresh Air.
Fresh Air.
That's
Fresh
it.
Air,
Yeah.
I knew it'd come to me eventually.
And then Ted Nugent and Boy Dukes, they were
Yes.
psychedelic.
Yeah.
And there's you wouldn't believe. And then there's all kinds of bands I've never even heard of before. Like Clearwater.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
know,
I've actually heard
I've
of
got
them.
the top 200 psychedelic records. You know, I got all but 4 of them.
Really?
Yeah. So.
What's the 4 you're looking for? Oh, come on.
This might be the place that they'll show up. So by watching
Because
this,
you might be surprised.
yeah, you might have it.
Yeah, I just might.
Oh,
But I'll have to. It's like tug and pull trying to get this guy to come off anything.
Is he worse than me?
Yeah, he's pretty bad. Me and you, we've only dealt a couple times. You
Yeah.
know, you wanted the UFO record.
Yeah.
13th floor elevator.
I don't have that one. I don't have original, but I do have some stuff by the 13th floor elevators.
Do you?
Yes, I do.
Captain Beefheart.
Actually, I do have a Captain Beefheart record.
Yeah, okay. Let's see.
You know which one it is?
No, I do not.
It's not a psychedelic.
Oh, yeah.
All his stuff's
All of them.
He's like Frank Zappa.
he's worse than Frank Zappa.
Yeah.
Well, actually, he played in Frank's band for a little while.
Yeah, yeah.
That's where he got a lot of his craziness from.
So some bands were just full psychedelic, and then
Beach
some
Boys,
bands.
they had a psychedelic.
What was the name of that record?
Smiley Smile.
Okay.
I've got
They
that.
had 2. They had 2.
Really?
It's
I
hard to
got that.
believe, yeah. Of course, Grateful Dead did. And
But some of them, like say Beach Boys, only did the one album. But then there was some, like you were saying, this one band had. That's all they did, right? Is
Yeah.
that what we're
Yeah, there's a few bands that's all their whole schmeal was.
Okay.
Silver Apples.
I've heard of that
There's some
band.
weird names.
Yeah.
Bonzo Dog, the band. Bonzo, I got one of theirs. They're weird. Blue Cheer, they're pretty good.
Fat Mattress.
Yeah, I've heard Fat Mattress. That's
Are they psychedelic?
they're one of the Kiss, or not Kiss. Hendrix
Oh,
drummer started them.
Which Blue Cheer?
Oh no, I lost it now.
Because remember, I ended up getting 3 Blue Cheer records off of you, I believe.
Oh, did you?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
It's outside, inside, outside.
how about
Outside, inside.
Blood?
Blood Rock?
Blood
Yeah,
Rock.
they're,
Yeah.
Not, they're not a psychedelic.
They're
No, they're more like they're rock and roll.
It's a Beautiful Day. Yeah, it's a good song. The Move. Okay, The Move.
Yeah, I've heard the move.
They used to be ELO. ELO.
Yeah. That's a hard record to find.
Yeah.
Extremely hard record to find.
Yeah. That's hard to believe.
I mean, maybe you should have went with Dave Shoemaker and hit a record store. They probably got it.
Yeah, oh, yeah, I can find them if I got the money. Some of them's expensive.
Yeah, I know. They're especially that move. That'd be a highly sought after
Yeah.
record.
Yeah. Yeah, I've got all of them but one, I think.
You got a few.
I haven't counted. I counted 2 or 3 years ago around 5,000, but I don't think I got as many as you, Dave.
Dude, I don't have that.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, I don't know.
It's probably closer to 3. A little bit more than 3.
Well, give me some bands that are just full psychedelic, nothing else.
Okay, this guy right here. If I can get him out of here.
This dude brought a box full of records.
No, not that. This
Well,
one
about a half full of records.
Wait, you can pull it up, just pick
here.
up.
He is a weirdo. I mean,
Is
he's
that Bootsy Collins?
no.
Who was that?
The Crazy World of Arthur Brown.
Okay, yeah, yep.
I mean, it's a wild one.
Is that the one's got fire on it?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. He's
I never heard of him.
yeah.
You've heard that song.
Oh, yeah.
What, Which one? Fire?
Yeah, you've heard that song.
Yeah. He's
Fire. Dun, 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 dun.
Yeah. He's pretty wild.
Yeah.
When I've just seen him like on videos and stuff.
Yeah.
That's all I've seen him. But
It's actually it's a pretty cool song. That's a because the thing is I don't go looking for records.
Right.
You know, I just
If
like
they
I go.
pop out, they
Yes, I tell you what. I'll grab a record real quick. Just out of the blue, there it was. I've been looking for it, but you know, it's like, well, if I find it, I'll get it.
yeah.
Pearls Before Swine.
Before Swine. No, that's a new one on me.
Yeah, that's a weird one. Love, you've heard of Love.
Yeah, I got.
Oh yeah, I like Love.
I think was it Capo?
Yeah, incredible string band. They were psychedelic. There's 200 here of psychedelic.
How about the Flying Burrito Brothers? Are they psychedelic?
No,
No, but I like
no.
I
them.
know you did. That's
I've been looking up that Parsons,
Alan
Alan
Parsons,
Graham Parsons.
Graham Parsons.
How his life started and ended. How he started.
Yeah.
He was with the Byrds,
Yes.
oh yeah.
and then they didn't like him there because he was too much country. So he went out on his own.
Yep.
Had some albums out. Him and country singer, not Loretta Lynn. Maybe that was it. No, not Loretta Lynn.
He's
Lee
over.
Anderson?
Her sister. Got,
Oh,
No, hell, I don't know.
oh,
Sylvia?
No. Her sister sings too. She's got gray hair now, long gray hair. And she's,
Oh, Crystal Gale.
might be her sister.
Crystal Gale's her sister.
Oh, anyway.
Hell if I know.
Anyway, they put an album out together. But then he ended up.
Let me show you this
Dying.
record I. Like, oh my god.
Crystal Gale had all the long hair, went clear
Yeah,
down.
she had it down her ankles.
Oh, it's not.
Yeah, you got me
But,
started on
The Beatles. The Beatles have a lot of psychedelic albums. It's hard to believe. They got the first 20 are psychedelic.
I'd say the Yellow Submarine would be.
Oh
one.
yeah.
Yep.
Revolver,
Yeah.
Sergeant Pepper. They're all psychedelic.
Yeah, here's that record I was telling you about. It's Motorhead, No Remorse.
Oh yeah. I don't
Ooh,
have
that's
them.
sharp.
It's in a leather bound sleeve.
Oh.
It's leather bound.
And that was probably expensive.
That's nice.
It was only $50.
Really?
Yeah.
Is that an older album or a newer one?
Yeah, this is from like '84, I believe.
Yeah.
Yeah. Of course, probably wouldn't put a damn date on it.
And that's psychedelic?
Oh no.
That's hard. It's heavy metal.
Would Motorhead do psychedelic?
What's his name?
No.
Singer? What was his name? He just passed away.
Lemmy.
Lemmy, yeah.
But they did. Oh my God, I'm having another brain fart. Hawkwind.
Emmylou Harris.
Well,
Oh, Emmylou Harris? I didn't know it was her sister.
but he was in a psych band, spacey psych band called Hawkwind
Oh yeah.
before he broke
I
out.
got some Hawkwind.
But yeah, this is the one if I ever come up on it, you know, I'm gonna see if I can get it.
And you found it.
Jesse had it
Oh, yeah.
down at Apollo Records.
Apollo.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
He's got a couple in there now that are psychedelic, and I don't know, but he wants $45 or $50 for this one.
Yeah.
So I should buy him, and if he has anything I want really bad, I can trade him.
Yes.
Yeah.
Stick
Me
it-
or Jesse.
Hey, stick it to him for he sticks it to you.
Oh, wasn't that bad?
You're bad.
That's about all, that psychedelic. I brought some of those that I started that I'm really getting into now. I got
Yeah.
into was Small Faces.
Oh, I heard
Oh
of that.
yes.
Where do I put it?
Right there.
Yeah, right there's good.
Small
I
Faces.
thought you had a record holder here.
Damn, Brett, you're awful pushy.
And then
I tell you what, I can go get one real quick. I got right over there.
Well, I thought this was a professional show. So.
That's it. If anybody knows me, they know I'm not professional at all.
There you go. I remember.
Oh.
I watch your videos. I know you've had them.
Yeah.
I've watched your videos enough.
There it goes. Stick that bad boy right there.
There you go. Ain't that nice?
He was their lead singer. Of course, they broke up, and then he started. Well, then here's another one. This is psychedelic. Oxygen, whatever. It's
Oxygen's. Ogden's not going
This is the Faces.
celebrate.
Yeah, it's
Never
the
heard of
Faces.
that one.
That's the Faces.
That's Faces.
Yep.
And then
I've actually seen this record before. I've never, you know.
And that's psychedelic.
oh no, that's Young. What is it? Young Faces? No, what is it?
Yeah, that sounds good.
Small Faces.
Yeah.
Small Faces. And then they went from Small Faces, and then they went to
Was Rod Stewart in that?
yes, Rod Stewart
Okay.
and
Yeah.
the Small Faces.
And then
He joined them because the one singer got out of them.
it was recorded over a decade ago. That's what it says.
And then they went to from the Small Faces
To the Faces,
to
right?
the Faces, and then this band started. This is Humble Pie,
Okay.
which this guy back here, he started Humble Pie.
Steve Merritt.
Steve Merritt. He
Yep.
started Humble Pie, and guess who was in Humble Pie? And
Peter Frampton.
Peter Frampton.
See
That's
what?
his first album.
We're getting educated here,
Yeah.
folks.
So that's how I started getting into the Faces, Small Faces, then the Faces,
Yeah.
and then that there, and then let's see what else I got in here. Oh, okay. Well, we can change now if you want.
Yeah.
And this might get you guys here.
Here we
But
go.
are these some of your favorites right here?
Yeah, Faces. Well, I mean, I really
Okay.
like them now. I
Good.
really never heard much of them until saw it on TV. We got that. Oh, what's it called now? YouTube.
Yeah.
I looked all that stuff up.
It's pretty good stuff. ain't
Yeah. Okay. You guys know this album?
Yeah.
it? Yes. Yesterday and today. This is the.
Okay, so this one,
What's the difference?
Well, you got the butcher cover.
Butcher cover.
Oh, okay.
This is a reissue, right?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
That's sought after. That's a real sought after
Yeah.
cover, isn't it?
Yeah.
I got that one. Yeah, I got a fairly decent price on it, but yeah.
Yeah.
But that's not original.
No,
No,
I've
no.
never opened it before. It's still
Now,
looks good.
now this one here is it the original?
yeah, it's the original.
Okay.
And they say behind this, some of them,
Yeah, I've heard
it's
that.
it's behind them. You peel
Yeah.
off the cover,
Yeah.
and that's on there.
But there's a way. There's a whole like YouTube video. It shows you like there's like a certain spot you can see on here where that
Where
actually
it shows through?
yeah,
Yeah.
where it actually bleeds through.
Oh.
It may be right in here or whatever. I don't
But
know.
they didn't even get this out. They got it out, tried to get it out, and no. They pulled it off the shelves before they ever got this one out.
Yeah.
Wonder if
They
you
put
could
it on this
steam
one.
that off.
I don't know if it's on there. I'd say it's not.
I see dark under this.
I'd say it's not. But who
It looks
knows?
dark
I've had
up
it for a
there.
while.
I mean that's possible.
But there is no dark here. Well, it is a little shade dark.
But hard to, that's really, like that album there, if you found it brand new, or not new, but it was probably about $400, $500 album or more,
Yeah.
maybe 1,000.
I think probably like the original first. Well, of course, the
yeah.
first pressing is that.
Yeah, yeah,
You know, I think it fetches more than that now.
yeah.
You
What was
know?
that one TV show that always at auctions? They thought they had one,
Yeah.
and they got it back, and it wasn't. They
Really.
paid all this money for it, and it wasn't.
Oof. That hurts.
Yeah.
That's like
Oh, they're in trouble now. With,
that's like a quick. That's a kick in the
his name's
butt.
Mike and his buddy.
On
His
the
buddy died.
Storage Wars?
No.
Oh, Mike and Frank.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, they bought one. Though the lady did that was on there.
And they got hammered on it, didn't they?
Yeah. Yeah. But then, oh yeah, and I forgot.
Uh-oh.
He went. Rod Stewart went with Jeff Beck. He was with Jeff Beck in Beckola. He sang for Jeff Beck, and that's a good album there.
Yeah.
Beckola. Jeff Beck. And he was with the Yardbirds, and then him and Rod Stewart got together.
And Ron Wood, and he's connected
Wood.
with the Stones, right?
Yeah, Ron Wood. Him and Ron Wood. He was in the Faces for a while. Yeah.
See, if you could just do a family tree,
Uh-huh.
and it'd be amazing how these
Yeah.
bands are connected.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're connected like crazy.
Yeah. But I got a couple more, but I know
Rain.
it all.
Yeah, it's raining.
Is it?
Yeah.
This one here, this one's, I went and saw this. Me and my friend that told me about the records. I think he was married, and Stephanie and I were going together. But we went to a movie in Wilmington. And this was on, and I didn't like it then. But now this is one of my real favorite. The Last Waltz.
Yep. I actually have the
Now that-
reissue of it.
Yeah. And now I can't believe I said, let's go, man. This is boring. But boy, it's
The band?
Yeah.
the band, yeah.
They were the band.
I don't have
Yeah.
the band on anything.
Yeah, they had some good songs.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Man, it's pounding outside.
it's a double album,
Yeah.
and
It's a real good record.
yeah. Oh, it has Neil Young,
Ronnie Hawkins, Emmylou Harris, Bob Dylan,
yeah,
Eric Clapton, Neil Diamond, Paul Butterfield, the Staples, Ringo Starr, Muddy Waters, Ron Wood, Neil Young,
The
Van
Staples-
Morrison.
Staples is real good singing on there.
Yeah.
One song.
But the Ronnie Hawkins and Dr. John song's really good.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
I got a Dr. John's the other day. I had been a while, but yeah.
Pretty good
It's
stuff.
Pretty wild. Yeah, Dr. John was it.
Yeah.
That
That was
looked like a
back
good
in the
album.
70s. Yeah.
That'd be good to listen
Yeah.
to.
Yeah, that's, like I say, it's a live record, and it sounds like a studio.
Yeah.
You know, it's
Oh, yeah.
it's really clear and it
It's at,
sounds really
it's
good.
at a theater.
Yeah.
They
Oh, I'd
perform.
like
Yeah.
to hear that.
Yeah, it was the
Have
band's
you ever
last.
watched it?
Uh-uh.
It's on.
Oh, it's real
Is it
good.
on YouTube?
Yeah.
It's on for about 2 hours.
Yeah.
And then it talks to the guys. Of course, they're all sitting around smoking. And then,
Getting a little nutty.
but, yeah, that Leon Helms. I got some of his records. He's good. I got some on his own. He's
Good drummer.
Yeah, oh yeah,
He's like a laid back drummer.
yeah.
Dun, 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 dun,
The one guy that played the organ in it, he just passed away. I can't think his name.
dun. Yeah. That bearded dude.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he just passed away. Yeah.
That's weird, you know, that bearded dude.
But all of them's going now. I think all that band.
Yeah. They were good.
Yeah,
Well, they were actually Bob Dylan's backing band.
yeah,
Oh, yeah? Oh,
Yeah. Just like the Eagles was Linda Ronstadt's backing band.
Oh, okay.
But she goes, man, these guys are good. Well, started writing songs.
yeah,
You know, she goes, you guys need to go do your thing.
yeah.
They went and did their thing, and they tore into it.
Still are.
Yeah. Eagles still touring?
Yeah, I think they are again. Yeah, with what's his name? A country singer played with Pure Prairie Leg.
Oh,
I know who it is.
I know you're talking about.
Who is he then?
Starts with a G.
Well,
Why am I
I
drawing a
couldn't find
mic on him? No, Gil. Vince Gill.
Vince
Yep.
Gill.
It was a G.
Yeah.
He's with the Eagles now.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, he was with Pure Prairie Leg. I didn't realize that. And they're just from wherever.
Yeah. Yeah, they he played with them after the Amy song.
yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's why, like a couple records after.
Yeah.
That's when he started playing with them.
Yeah.
But he's a criminally underrated guitar player.
Oh,
Oh, he's
yeah.
good, isn't he?
Yeah, nobody gives him any credit. Like he's country pickers and stuff. They're so much better. They're good. I mean, doing that chicken picking.
He's
Yeah.
good.
Ding, ticka, ding, ticka,
And
ding.
he's
That's-
kind of old time. He's kind of reminds me of the
Uh-huh.
old Roy
But you-
Clark and Buck Owens and
Y'all
Glenn
see,
Yeah.
Campbell
you always
type.
see him in that video with the Pure Prairie Leg. He's got hair clear down,
Yeah, I know.
way down past his shoulders.
He's one of them hippies.
yeah.
Now, you had old hippie hair, didn't you, back in the day?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like I did. Yeah.
Way back when.
My
Well, that
senior
was
year-
the 70s thing, wasn't it?
Yeah, I know. Mom,
Then it came back in the late 80s. huh?
Mom and Dad went on vacation, and it was the summer, and I was supposed to go get my hair cut. And Mom told me, "You get your hair cut before you get your senior picture taken."
It's like, all right.
I said, "Okay." So that Wednesday, I went down to the barber shop and it's closed, and I was supposed to get my hair cut Thursday,
It's like all day.
or get my pictures Thursday.
Yeah.
So I went, got it. I tried to push it back as much as I could and everything, but they could still see my long hair. And so I came home. She hated it. You're going to get them redone. So I said, okay. So she made an appointment. I went and got my picture taken again. But they put the picture in the yearbook of my long hair.
That's funny.
Yeah. She paid all this money for my haircut short. I never had long after that. Yeah.
That's funny.
But yeah. So yeah, she wasn't very happy with me over that.
I get it. I get it. I'm going to crack one out. Is that all right?
Go ahead. Ooh,
Rat.
Oh yeah, I got it right. I got it right.
There you-
Not
that's
that
the
right, I don't
original
think.
there, isn't it?
Yes, this is the original off of Time Coast with the original back cover. Because when they reissued it, it was after Out of the Cellar came out.
Yeah.
And it had an Out of the Cellar picture of these guys here on the back.
Oh,
Yeah, this is the original.
Uh-huh.
It's on a silver label, Time Coast.
I don't know what the
That's
name
cool.
I don't know what the name lines are.
But yeah, that's Tawny Katane's legs.
Oh,
is it really?
Yeah.
She was on a lot of stuff, wasn't she?
White Snake. You know, she's big on White Snake.
is that the one that was on the car?
Yeah.
Went
Yeah.
Across the car. and
White
stuff?
Snake.
Yeah.
Yeah, going across the, you know.
And several other videos I think she was on.
Yeah, she was in a few of them.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's real good. I think
Is that your favorite?
yeah, it's my favorite Rat record. Only because I like the raw sound.
Mm-hmm.
That's a raw sound.
Oh,
It's really good, and it's probably their heaviest record. You know, it's none of this high production stuff. It's just
There's
straight.
a Twisted Sister album that I think's that way too. It's an early one.
Don't you just wait on that one. That's coming.
Okay.
But yeah,
I get what you're saying. It has that sound to it.
yeah, it almost reminds me. Well, this here reminds me of like Iron Maiden's first record. It's very raw sounding.
That's something I don't have. I want to get some Iron Maiden.
Well, they got plenty of it in store.
I know.
They got a lot
That's
of.
newer stuff, and I don't like the newer stuff all that well.
You want me to pull one out?
Hey, go ahead and spit it.
Let's do one that Mike got me started on.
Uh
Oh,
oh.
I think I know which one it is. You really, yeah.
Rare Earth.
Rare Earth.
I actually got that.
That's even better than the one. That's good shit.
I don't know if you give me this. No, I think I got it. I bought it.
Okay.
But you had got me started listening
Yeah.
to it.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
And
Is that the one that's got People Get Ready?
I think.
yeah, Get Ready's called.
Yeah.
That's a party song.
I think they played at Woodstock too.
But this song, Magic Key, it sounds like I was listening to it again just yesterday to get an idea about the album a little better. It kind of reminds me of the old Wicked Lester recordings of Kiss
Yeah.
before they became Kiss. The style of the song,
okay.
Yeah.
that they never went down that road.
Yeah.
But
Got that rawness to it. Sounds.
and so anyhow, Mike, when we were trading records, he introduced these guys.
Mm-hmm.
He introduced them and Quicksilver,
Yeah.
and Spooky Tooth,
Spooky Tooth. Yeah, I like Spooky Tooth.
and Badfinger.
Because only Spooky Tooth I got Spooky Too.
One of them
I think it's their best.
One of them Spooky Tooths joined that Small Faces, or Faces that he's in it, or maybe it was in Humble Pie. He was in Humble Pie.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I didn't bring the Spooky Tooth, but you give me the one that had the mirror on it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's a pretty common Spooky Tooth album.
Yeah.
I don't have that one. I only got Spooky Too. One's got Evil Woman on it.
Oh, yeah, that's good.
And since I was on that,
Well, what better by you, better than me?
he got me on these guys, Badfinger.
Oh, yeah.
That finger's pretty
Now,
good.
they sound like the Beatles.
Yeah.
This is a lot.
Well, that's who
like
produced the album.
and this has the Apple record inside.
Yeah, Apple
yeah.
record. Yeah.
Yep.
But yeah, when you listen to them, there's a Beatle-esque.
Yeah.
I call
Yeah.
Beatle-esque.
Yeah.
And there's probably not too many bands you could say that about.
No.
Yeah, 'cause I think I got Badfinger Ass. His name that record.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
It's got Donkey on.
Yeah. I got that one. Yeah.
It's a good record too.
I don't know which one. Right after they had legal problems. Well, should I say hung himself?
Well, actually,
Two of them did. I think.
But you-
These guys?
Actually, it was the
Yeah,
lead.
two of them did.
Actually, it's the lead guitar singer.
Yeah.
He did
Yeah.
it.
That's him.
So
Yeah.
they ain't together. None of them's living anymore. You know.
Maybe a couple of them, maybe one or two.
Yeah.
That's a good album.
I mean,
I
they got
stories
screwed.
I could tell about
Yeah,
all of them.
management really screwed them over.
Now they put some newer stuff out since this, like
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
late '70s, early '80s, maybe.
Yeah, I think so.
And I think they might have had some hits, but I didn't look them up to see.
Yeah.
Yeah.
A little different sound by then.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, it's all about evolving, so to speak.
Yeah. What else has he got in his
Oh, you
back?
got hit. You got some more.
No, I don't. I'm done.
You're done. Well, there you
Well,
go.
I'll tell you what, I'll spit some.
Okay.
Separate
I
it
got
a
it.
little bit.
Sabotage.
Ooh.
This is a band from the 80s.
Yeah.
This is actually the first pressing of this record. Hall of the Mountain King. Is the name of this one.
I like the Sabotage pretty good.
Yeah, they're pretty good.
Never heard of him.
But
Oh, really?
I think I
Really?
got one album.
Yeah, of course, I don't get into.
Yeah, of course, the first,
85 or-
all the songs on side one, 24 Hours Ago, Beyond the Doors of the Dark, Legions, Strange Wings. Probably my favorite song off those. And you got Hall of the Mountain King, Price to Pay, White Witch, Last Stone, and Devastation. It's a, Mike, if you ever get a chance to purchase a record like this,
Okay.
I would. Because I think now they're actually reissuing these records. Yeah, which is good, for the newer kids. You know?
Right now, I'm trying to get the ones I don't have, like there's another Small Faces I don't have, and stuff like that. I'm trying to get all the whole
Get the whole collection of
Full
them.
collection,
Yeah.
That's what I'm doing. Think of his name in a minute. Oh, well, we'll go on. I'll think of it.
That's cool. That's cool.
Velvet Underground.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah.
And
I've heard
their
of them.
singer. I've been getting into that. Them
Oh, Lou Reed.
Yeah, trying to get some of Velvet Underground's and Lou Reed's.
Yeah, he was a little out there too.
Yeah.
I mean, you could have probably almost called them like a psych
Yeah.
type
Yeah.
band, you know, on how everything
It
was.
had the banana. The album's got the banana on it. I got it.
Yeah, the Andy Warhol.
Yeah, Andy Warhol.
I think that's what they called it, wasn't it? The Andy
Yeah,
Warhol.
Yeah.
That's
He
kind
did.
of
He did a few
common.
albums covers.
Yeah,
Andy
yeah.
Warhol did.
It's weird though, cause that.
It's got Nico in it.
Yeah, Andy Warhol's art was
Yeah, it was out there.
well that, and he would take like items that's already been put out, and he would just colorize them or did something a little bit nutty with them.
Ketchup bottles and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Campbell soup cans. He
Yeah.
would do all that, and he would make money on that.
Yeah,
Paint them.
people go, "Damn, he's genius." No, he was just colorblind or whatever. Yeah, the colors I see.
Yeah.
All right, you're talking Twisted Sister, right?
Yeah, let's hear it. Is that it?
No, I did. I've
Is that
got
the
to.
first
I've
one?
got some Twisted Sisters.
Well, actually, this here is the like EP. They had to
Okay.
go to Europe and have this made because nobody here in the States would sign them.
Oh,
Oh, it's very early.
Yeah, this was their first one on Secret Records. So
Okay. Oh, okay.
yellow label.
I've got a cassette, and I think it was one of the first. And I don't know if that's on there or not, but
Well, it might have been
It sounds raw,
under
like
Under the Blade
yeah,
was their
that's it,
first
I think.
record.
I
Yeah,
think that's it.
yeah. They released this here, then record companies go, "Oh, okay, and whatever, you know." But I actually have the first one on Secret Records, Under the Blade.
Oh, okay.
Now,
Yeah.
Do you store most of yours like that? The album on the outside.
I'll just flip them around. Like if I
I mean,
have-
do you store them? Not put them in the sleeve or in the? Do you use do
Yeah,
it all like that?
yeah, I try to. You know, like if I listen to it or whatever. When I first got this, I listened to it. I was like, well, I'm just going to stick this under.
I didn't know if you. I see a lot of people do that anymore.
Yeah, well, that way, you know, you're not pulling your cover out. There's not the chance of it falling. You know, I know a lot of people. I'll never sell mine.
Mm-hmm.
You know, that way if it falls, it doesn't ding the corner.
I already told my daughter she's getting mine.
She's probably, oh god.
We'll have to haul
We
in
got
North
it on
Carolina.
recording. Show
We'll
me.
have, to,
Yeah.
we'll have to haul into North Carolina.
Well, Emily, you can hold him to that now. It's on
Well,
video,
she knows it. I told her.
so you can have it.
Oh, yeah.
So I got one here. I always try to bring one that my brother and me, mainly when he started listening
Yeah,
to
your
8 tracks.
Your brother gave me a nice receiver I got to get.
Oh yeah, Pioneer.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, that's a burner.
But anyways, we'd get 8 tracks was the early stuff we listened to. And so I tried to get in my modern era. Anything we had on 8-track, I've got on album now. Thank goodness.
Yeah.
But anyhow, this was one that stood out in my mind. I mean, we would play this in the 8-track on his stereo. Just it was one of them little J.C. Penney.
Yeah, that's what mom
record
brought me. That's
player.
what
Yeah.
Then I
And
gotta
we
sing
would
Suey
play
after that.
this, and but this is a good album.
Got bicycle.
I think
Right.
this is a little better than the one that was before it. What was it called? Had "We Will Rock You" and "We Are the
All
Champions."
News of the World.
Yeah,
Yeah,
what's all on there?
go ahead.
I forget. I don't,
Has bicycle races and fat bottom
I don't
girls.
have my glasses.
And,
See, I always liked that song, Fat Bottom Girls. It's
Yeah.
got a good beat to it,
yeah.
man.
And one particular on there that's kind of upbeat is "Don't Stop Me Now."
Yeah,
And you know,
that's in good shape.
this is a good album. It's original and has the poster in it and everything. So that's,
Oh,
that's
poster.
pretty
Really?
authentic.
You know, I watch a lot of shows on TV, but they want the albums that still got the stickers on them and stuff like that. People do. Huh?
Yeah, I'd care less about. I mean, that's just me.
Yeah.
People are going to like what they want. They want the whole experience of like this is what it was like new.
Like Swallens.
Yeah.
Sticker on there when they bought it at Swallens.
Yeah, which that's pretty neat because a lot of stores back in there had their own individual type sticker that they'd stick on them.
So that's raised there too, the jazz.
Oh, look at you!
Oh, I'll have to check mine out.
But I guess that one is too. But oh, I don't know. It's just a solid album, and we played that in 8-track all the time.
8-track.
I mean, we wore it out.
Yeah.
And that was an earlier rock and
Well, you're
roll,
into
wasn't it?
cassettes, too,
Other
I
than
knew that.
Kiss stuff, huh?
I give you a few cassettes, or we traded or something for some
Yeah.
cassettes.
I'm probably going to butcher the name of this band. You may have this record. I found this at Goodwill. $2.
I know, I can never find a Goodwill like that around here.
Do they have records at Goodwill?
Yes. This is Chimevirate, or however you pronounce that.
No.
Never heard of it. Have you?
Really? Name of the record is called Spartacus. Yeah, they're like a European type prog band, so to speak. And you can hear a little bit of psych in with it.
And you saw that at the,
Yeah, Goodwill.
what, Goodwill?
One in Chillicothe.
You're
One
kidding.
right there on 50, yeah. I just went in there.
Do they got a lot of records there?
Pardon?
Do they have a lot of records?
No, I was just digging. Just digging through.
They don't have that many to dig through, really, do they? Unless
Well,
do that.
they don't know what they get.
Yeah.
And I said, well, I'm going to. Because I seen them on YouTube. I was just, like 70s bands and stuff like that and stuff. And this popped up. I went, ooh, I like that. So I got it on CD. And I was just went in there one day like, oh my God, $2 for this? End up getting it. And and the vinyl's like flawless.
Dude.
Yeah, which I was, I took that out and I put it in a regular sleeve. Newer sleeve, that is. But yeah, it's like minus that hair or whatever.
That's a Capitol record.
Yeah. That is in good shape.
Never heard of them.
Yep.
I still use your formula.
Oh, yeah?
It's in clean records.
Yeah, that's good.
But yeah, this here's from 1975.
75. That's
Yeah.
my.
So you've never heard of that, huh? We may have to give you a little bit of sample afterwards.
Yeah.
It's pretty good.
Might do a little trading. Oh, you won't trade it.
What the hell? See?
I'll give you two. Well, that's the way you did me.
Which one?
Jefferson Airplane. No, you gave it.
Bark.
Yeah, you gave
And it
that-
was in the brown bag.
Yeah, and it was still, oh my gosh, in good shape. And I said, well, we'll just trade something even. And I think you took Outlaws or something and traded some weird band I couldn't believe you took.
Elf. Was it Elf?
It could have been. I can't remember.
Because I got Elf 1959 LA.
Oh, okay.
That's one I think I got off of you. We just swapped.
Yeah.
Elf, wasn't that with Dio?
You know this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're a good band, dude.
Oh, yeah.
They had like that Dixieland
But they
type.
were old, 1959?
No, that's just the name of a record.
Oh,
But I said, he's crazy. He did a couple like that. Just brand new. And we traded records.
Yeah.
Just record to record.
well, like I've mentioned before, I said a lot of people don't realize because Dio was singing doo-wop
yeah.
back in the early 60s and stuff. Then one thing led to another. They got the Electric Elves, then
yeah.
one thing led to another. Then they were just Elf.
And he went to Sabbath
Well,
for a little bit.
Elf, actually, they toured with Deep Purple
Yeah.
back in the 70s and stuff. Then I guess him and Richie Blackmore were sitting around, they were, because Richie Blackmore's wanting to get the hell out. And they started writing songs and they actually recorded Rainbow, the first Richie Blackmore's Rainbow, while Richie was still in Deep Purple.
Huh.
And they were like, oh boy,
Oh.
that's not good. He goes, well, I'm gone, see ya. Then it's a phenomenal record, first record, that first Rainbow record.
Yeah.
It's really good.
I forget what it looks like.
You're kind of like what he was putting together with the family tree. That's kind of way Rainbow and
Yes.
Deep Purple and Black Sabbath.
But yeah, I mean, like I say, you go from the Elf, then to Rainbow. Then he left Rainbow and he went into Black Sabbath, which released two of the best records released in the 80s ever, I think. And people know me, you guys know me, I'm a big Maiden fan. But those first two Sabbath records with Dio are the best Sabbath records made.
Yeah. I got it.
A lot of people say, the Aussie stuff's good. It is good. But the stuff that they recorded from 70 to 79, it's just my opinion. It don't even compare to what the the Heaven and Hell and Mob Rules record is. Not even close.
Yeah, you are definitely what I'd call a Dio fan. So
Well, yeah, I like Dio. I like Ozzy too.
yeah,
But all this hooting and hollering about Black Sabbath, being like the creators of heavy metal, I don't agree with that at all. Their first record had the song Black Sabbath. And that was the only, and the other stuff is just standard blues rock and roll. That's it.
So who do you think the creators of heavy metal are?
Well, heavy metal didn't come out. Well, if you really want to, Deep Purple in rock, I think it's a 1970s record.
Yeah.
To me, right there is where heavy metal started. You listen to that record, it's on point, man. Because Deep Purple was 10 times heavier than Sabbath ever was. And then the Ian Gillan years, before Coverdale came in there, they were 10 times heavier than Sabbath ever was. But in between that time, you had UFO that came out. UFO when they first got Michael Schenker on Phenomenon. That record's so heavy, you listen to it. I mean, the guitars are just so full.
Yeah,
But
yeah,
then,
it was good.
then you had Judas Priest, their first record, Rock and Roller, which it's not a heavy metal record. Me personally, Sad Wings of Destiny, your second one's their best record they ever put out. That to me, you take Deep Purple in rock. Sabbath really didn't get heavy, I don't think, until Paranoid, which is a 70s late 70s release. That's a heavier record than their first one.
Well, what separated back then, we had just rock.
Yeah.
If you went to get Judas Priest, you had to find it in the rock section.
Yes.
At some point, it became hard rock.
Yeah.
And then it branched off into heavy metal. At what point did we start making this separation?
Well, I think the hard rock thing really kicked in gear probably 79, 80, when Motorhead released Overkill.
Okay.
To me, that's when thrash metal was born right there.
What do you think? What do you consider gods?
Huh?
The
The
gods.
gods.
Oh, dude, that's straight up rock and roll.
Yeah.
That's Southern Ohio.
Yeah.
Well,
But it's heavy.
Yes, it's heavy.
But it's not heavy metal.
No, it's not.
It's
No.
maybe hard rock.
Yeah, I would say the gods are hard rock.
Yeah.
Yeah. Especially on their second record, Nothing Sacred.
Yeah.
I mean, the first record, it's a standard bluesy hard rock, hard rock type of record,
But old Scorpions, that'd be hard rock. That wouldn't be metal.
Well, it's funny because they were lumped in that whole heavy metal type thing.
They started back in the 60s.
Yes, they did.
Scorpions.
It's funny because the earlier stuff, you could probably lump them right in there with Judas Priest, with with the beginnings of heavy metal. Because the stuff they were doing in their early years.
Early 60s. 63 and 4 right in there. Scorpions.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
never really heard them until about.
Well, the 70s. Yeah, the 70s is when they really grabbed their footing. I mean, you had their early records like Fly to the Rainbow.
Yeah.
It's got that song Speedy's Coming on it. That's a heavy song. You listen to like their early stuff with Ueli Von Roth as their guitar player. They were just a heavy band back in.
I almost brought Tokyo Tapes. I love that album.
I could pull that another.
I was going to do
good-
that as a pick today.
Dude, that's a good
Tokyo
record.
was the name?
Tokyo Tapes.
Yes.
It's a live from Japan with the old style Scorpions.
Oh,
Yes.
okay.
Before they even became what we know them in the 80s.
Yes. Yeah, I think then they released like maybe a record after that, then Ueli left, and then that's when they got Matthias Jabs in there. He's a good guitar player
Then they
too.
became what I would call more metal. Closer metal
Well,
than the hard rock.
I mean, but then again, you could put them in a metal category, but there's so many stupid categories to this crazy.
Well, they would
genres
have
and-
a ballad. And whenever they did a ballad, it almost took away the metal from the band. didn't it?
But I mean, hell, dude, they were doing ballads back in the 70s. They were doing their whole damn thing back in. But I still think they're a hard rock. They're like your You're heavy hard rock. Does that make any sense?
Just a cut above the hard rock.
Yeah, I wouldn't really call them really metal. But then again, I mean, it all depends how you look at it. You know, some people say, you know, but you know, I'd say their '70s stuff. They were a big part of the whole heavy metal movement as well.
Right.
You know, of course, you know, all that flooded out until the '80s. Then it seems like that's when all hell broke loose. Anvil started it, you know, from out of Canada with their first record. You know, and that's where Metallica, they heard that, you know, like, this dude's doing crazy double bass.
But then you get into thrash. And then there's like different branches
A lot
of
of these I've
metal.
never heard of. So,
Yeah. Well, your thrash came out in like '83. But to me, Motorhead started it all with Overkill.
And then hairband metal. There's that.
Yeah.
So it seemed like it all branched in different
Yeah.
sections of the metal.
See, all hair, they call it hair metal. I call it, you know, lipstick rock.
Yeah.
You know, or was my buddy because he calls it teeth metal. Because you know they're always smiling and stuff.
Yeah.
You know, wearing all their teased up
You mean
hair.
like the guy on Cherry Pie at the end of the video where his mouth is at.
Yep.
How about Sweet? They're sort of a.
Don't get me going on sweet.
They were
dude.
glam. They became glam.
I
and then-
like. Well,
Then they branched back into just rock.
dude, they were a phenomenal rock and roll band. A lot of people don't give them their credit.
Yeah.
They were really good.
By the time they got to Love Is Like Oxygen, they were more just a rock band. They were
Yeah, yeah.
the shiny, glammy.
I'm into getting some of their records now.
I got a few of them right there.
We'll have to check them out here a little
I'll tell you
later.
Desolation Boulevard is the must album. We've talked about it before.
Yes, that is a great.
Here's an alphabetical order.
Yeah.
I see it from here. It's got the sign.
I'm going to start putting mine. They say you need to space them out.
It's
a
got
little
that edge on it. You can always tell which one it is.
See right
bit.
here.
Those are all.
This here's right there is a Black Friday record store day release.
This one here? Ah.
Yeah.
It says right there.
Yeah. See, he got you.
Let's see it.
You're upside down.
yeah.
Oh, yeah. I don't have.
Yeah. This one here is like the outtakes of "Give 'Em a Wink."
Okay, you got that one off of one time.
Yeah, it's pretty
Yeah, but I
cool.
don't have any of these. I'm working on it someday.
I mean, a ton of demos.
And what year is this? I wonder.
I don't
Can
know.
you still get this somewhere, even though it was a record store?
That you might it might be a thing you have to.
You used to tell on the back, but they don't know more.
Yeah, this here's from 2023. This one here from a couple years ago.
Is this a remake or is it just a?
Yeah, I mean a lot of them they're just like songs like when they were in the studio. I mean you get like band rehearsals, alternate mixes of songs, and you know just different guys in a band singing the songs.
They're still together. They've lost about everybody. But,
Well, the only body that's left is the guitar player,
yeah,
and that's it.
but that's they're still playing. I mean,
Yeah. This here's a record store day releases as well. And it's just rarity songs on there, you know, where they do, like I mentioned before, you know, you got outtakes, all kinds of stuff on
I
it.
think I wound up buying CDs that had their greatest hits on them because
Oh,
vinyl,
I
when
got
vinyl
those. I
was
got
out,
those too, buddy.
when vinyl wasn't really reproducing.
Yeah.
It's,
Yeah, it's raining.
oh, I got that one.
Yeah. Yeah, that's it.
There's the one.
It's weird because I got two of them.
If you don't have any other Sweet album in your collection, you ought to have
This
that.
is the one to get.
I
Dissolution.
got it.
Yeah, that's the reason why
There's
I got.
not a
I
bad
got.
song on that.
No, no.
Because it's got the sticker on it.
Yeah, I seen that. I went, oh hell, I'm gonna have to get that.
And
Thanks,
most of
and
those songs have been redone by
the
somebody.
link.
Yes.
I got that.
Yeah, there's the give him a wink.
That one there has the thing you pull and it winks its eye.
Yep. I don't know if it.
Is that a colored
Yep.
vinyl?
So you got different eyes.
Yeah. That's like that Led Zeppelin album. You spin the.
Yeah. Well,
Is that two?
Zeppelin 3.
3.
Yeah, and here's the level headed. This is the one that's got Love is Like Oxygen. And California Nights and Silverbird. Good
Yeah.
record, man.
Going back to that, you think this stems from Ballroom Blitz with a wink of an eye? The part
That's possible.
that says "Give us a wink."
Who
That-
did Ballroom Blitz?
They did.
Yep.
Okay, yeah.
Yep. It's on
Fox
this.
on the Run.
It's on Dissolution Boulevard. You got
Fox
that
on the
record, right?
Run.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've got a lot of Sweet, but I don't have the earlier Sweet. I'm
Yeah.
working on that.
Their first couple records they're hard to
find
get.
them.
Yeah. But when you do, it's like Y&T. They're for where they were called Yesterday and Today. They released two. They released two records called Yesterday and Today. They're hard to find, but you know, I wouldn't mind getting a reissue of it.
Right.
But I don't know if they even reissue them.
Right.
I was looking for my receiver in there. Is it in
Yeah, it's right there.
Oh, okay.
What do you mean you're a receiver? The hell?
It was at one time.
Well, I got this one I'll show, and then I don't have anything else to show. But you know me, I'm going to
We
bring
had to do a kiss.
Yeah,
I'm about
you-
to bring up some Kiss.
we can't go nowhere without bringing Kiss.
But this is, I keep this one pretty well locked up. Now, I
A
don't know
couple
how
kiss I
many.
want to get.
I have no idea.
What, that
how,
one?
No.
I have no idea how many of these there was. But this, I think I got it for Christmas in '83.
Woo.
But it's, you see their autographs is in this,
Oh, yeah.
and carved in it.
That's wild.
So there's
Oh, it's legit, isn't it?
Ace Frehley, Paul Stanley, Eric Carr, and Gene Simmons.
Eric Carr's the best drummer Kiss ever had.
And I
Is that
think
Peter
it's,
Chris?
Fight. Oh my God, yes.
I saw them in concert twice.
so I think what
Yes.
happened here is,
Well, back in,
70s.
back in the 70s?
At
yeah, we'll have
Riverfront
to hear
Coliseum.
about that one.
What I can
You
remember.
can see it a little better.
Oh, that's cool.
I don't.
But I think what happened is hey, when they press these, they probably put it in the press so that they could just drop the vinyl in there and press it down. And I don't think it's anything they actually physically.
Well, I think they did
themselves.
the autographs and stuff like that, but that's probably not.
Yeah.
Yep.
But what I want to explain this side, it's a double groove. So you put it on the turntable, and the way you set your needle on it, you start here at the edge, and it'll play Creatures of the Night all the way through. Then you pick it up again, and you put it on there, and it'll play Rock and Roll All Night all the way through.
That's pretty cool.
But I found out that there's just a little tiny, you can't even see it. It just depends on where you set your needle, and it'll take off on that song.
Okay, I see it.
But I got that. Well, the album came out in '82,
Yeah.
and I think this came out in the late '82 or '83. But I wound up getting it for
We
Christmas.
used to text, what'd you get for
In
Christmas?
80.
What album you get? What album you get?
Yeah.
What album you get?
'83, and this is one I'm pretty proud of and happy to have. And
That's a nice one to have.
this was a Lick It Up picture disc,
Ooh, that's
45 with Lick It Up, and then Not for the Innocent. And that's the way they looked when they took their makeup off. And that was the first tour I seen of Kiss.
That's a pretty cool picture
So
disc.
I thought I'll bring that and talk about it.
It's 73 or 77. I saw 77.
Yeah, let's hear about your Kiss concert since we're on Kiss.
But what you say, it's Kills.
So is it 77? With
Then I saw them again in 80, 81 stuff. And what was he on that? A couple other couples. with
What'd you do?
Blue
See him on
Oyster
an
Cult.
Elder tour? Was that about that time?
No, they were still together.
who opened for him? Do you remember?
Huh?
Do you remember who?
Rocket.
Rocket. Never knew that.
That's-
I had to text my friend the other day.
And it was at Riverfront Coliseum?
Uh-huh. Yeah.
Okay.
but that was-
No, yeah, I was TM.
Well, then that would have been 76. They were originally slotted to be the opening act for the Riverfront Coliseum when they opened
It could have been then.
But
I was pretty dazed.
they got delayed. It got delayed and somebody else opened, but because of the opening.
Oh.
And but they did still perform not too many shows in from when the Coliseum was brand new.
We had the stage was like here, and we were sort of set over here to the, looking out over to the left.
No, I don't care.
We were sort of beside the band. We were sitting there all of a sudden, boom, boom, and then all of a sudden Peter Chris starts raising up off the floor,
Yeah.
Yeah.
way up in the air, and then Gene Simmons starts throwing up blood.
So all the good stuff. Man.
Yeah.
You saw the concert
This-
to see.
Yeah, yeah, that was pretty wild.
Saw Kiss in the 70s.
It was funny, but I'm
Four
probably
of us went.
I'm screwing this up. But my cousin, I think she seen Kiss on Destroyer and a Rock and Roll Over tour in Detroit at Cobo Hall.
Man, that'd be good to see.
Yeah.
Cobo Hall.
Hey, Shelley, if you see this, please correct me if I'm right or wrong, because I remember her talking about it.
Well, Cobo Hall and Kiss are like that.
Yeah.
They did a lot of their alive stuff there.
Yep. Are you done?
The live album, yep.
I thought he said 5 or 6.
I did my 5.
This is 5 right here.
Oh, is it okay?
This here's
I don't
actually,
care.
this here's actually a test pressing of a group called Iced Earth,
Oh yeah.
Plagues of Babylon. There's 500 of these here pressed in 2014. I got 112. I don't know if you're familiar with the band Iced Earth. They're more like a thrash Iron Maiden. Yeah.
So they're modern.
Well, yeah. They're pretty much broke up
Oh, okay.
right now because their lead singer got busted during the January 6th riots.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, that's. I actually got to see them on this tour. Pretty good. If you're, if you like that thrashy Iron Maiden sound, sort of.
Right.
But yeah, it's pretty good. That's something you don't see every day as a test pressing.
Yeah.
Well, Mike, what about your other records? What are you? What are you interested in?
Well, I like all Traffic. I like
Yeah.
Traffic. They're good. Stephen Winwood.
Yeah.
I like them a lot. Of course, I like the older stuff.
Yeah.
But you've got a pretty extensive record collection.
Yeah.
It's got 5,000 records.
Is it similar to what he's got? lined
Shells
up?
are just, I wonder where he got them. Yeah, but like he said, his are spread out. Mine are all packed together, which I'm going to change now.
Mm-hmm.
But I've got some country, and then I've got some.
Well, he does. He got Chet Atkins right there. I see.
Okay.
You know what's up.
Then I got
Got some Hank.
Yep.
Mom and Dad like Dean Martin. I got Dean Martin, and I got some Frank Sinatra and
Yeah.
stuff like
Frank's pretty good.
that. Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I just, some of the old ones I liked. And I got a lot of them were, there's, where they're, I don't know what you call them. You'd buy them on TV, all the albums, and they'd have groups, all different groups on the album. I got a lot of them.
Oh, K-Tel?
Yeah, that stuff like
K-Tel.
that.
Got a few of them.
I do. I like them though.
See, it's what's funny about. I mean, they were real flimsy.
Yeah, oh yeah.
Worse than they weren't even close to being
No.
frisbee.
No.
It was just
Flimsy.
if you wanted a song. That's all it was. Those was our playlist.
Yep.
Or what they have nowadays.
Yeah.
Every Friday we would go to the Cinder store, and we'd go in and see what tape we liked. And of course, there's 8-track in and we'd go in there and look, and we'd figure out one we want. And one boy says, "This is a pretty good one here. They're called AC/DC." I said, "Oh yeah, okay, we'll try it." And, we fell in love with it. So the next week we went somebody else.
Do you remember which one it was?
The very first one. It was back.
High voltage.
Yeah.
With
You got a couple
TNT.
AC/DCs I'd like.
TNT.
Speaking of that, you're probably gonna kick me in the ass.
I never finished my story though. What we? Yes, that's them. That's them.
That's import there though.
Yes, both of them. And I seen these down there.
Oh, I want them.
I seen them down there at Chillicothe at that guy. What's his name down there at that store?
Apollo?
No.
The antique place.
Yeah.
Oh,
He
down
had
on the
them in
corner.
there, and he wanted like $45 or $50 for them.
That ain't bad.
About in there. I said, I ain't gonna pay that for that. And then come to find out, they're
There they are.
yeah, there they are.
No, there they are.
I know you
The-
told me.
Oh yeah.
You went down and got them?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yep. Yep.
Yeah, I kicked
You told the
myself.
wrong guy.
Oh yeah.
Actually, he didn't tell me.
Well, I'd seen him there.
Yeah. Yeah, I seen it. I went, oh boy, you don't see this very often.
No.
See, it's funny, because they took songs off this and off of that and put them together, and that's how you got your high voltage record.
Yes.
Yeah, those are good ones to have.
Yeah.
I forget what those cost if you want to order them off the.
Stupid.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
I tried to trade. I had like 7 Hendrixes. He wanted Hendrix, and he wouldn't take 7 Hendrixes.
No.
Can I borrow them and make a tape of them?
No.
Can I bring a tape and you make a tape?
I have no way to make a tape.
Yeah, you do. There's a cassette deck.
You're looking way too hard.
Well, tell us about some of the shows you've seen.
Well,
Any of
you're
you.
talking to him.
It don't matter. Eddie Money was pretty wild.
Oh, Eddie Money.
Of course, it was down there at Blue Ash. I've seen a lot of Blue Ash.
Oh, down at the fireworks?
He's there this year.
No, I haven't been there for a while.
ZZ Top singer.
Billy Gibbons.
Gibbons is going to be there this year? Huh.
That's what my wife told me. I like to see
Pat
that.
Benatar's been there in more recent years.
Yeah, I
We
haven't
didn't
seen
see her.
Seen the Doobie Brothers.
Where's that at?
Blue Ash is just north of Cincinnati.
On 71.
Okay.
You get off on 71.
Is that a pretty good time?
Well, I
Well,
bet
it
there's
used- I like-
100,000 people there
I
in one
liked it
place.
better.
Really?
Yeah.
They used to have it in town. They used to have it in Blue Ash
Yeah, it's out in the at the airport.
at the old airport out there. Yeah.
Was it a free thing or?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Really? I didn't know that.
Kansas.
You got to get there
Kansas.
early and get you a good parking
The
spot.
best one of the best bands was War. Seen War. They were good.
Yeah.
Kansas was good. Eddie Money.
We saw Kansas there in our area.
Yeah, I saw it. I saw America.
Was you there when we were there? I missed you.
One of them.
Too many people was
Well,
there.
talk to you. One of them. Ran into you.
Blue Ash is a good place to go see shows.
You gotta take your
It's
chair.
just 4th of July.
Yeah.
You gotta take your chair.
They do a real good fireworks.
Foreigner. I seen Foreigner there. Michael McDonald. Doobie Brothers are good. But Eddie Money, he just got out of rehab. He come up on the stage. He said, "Oh, he couldn't sing very good." I said, "Oh, sorry, you guys. I just got out of rehab." No, he did good. Of course, he had his daughter. One of his daughters singing with him too.
Yeah, I guess his daughter and their boy, they still do their thing around the states and stuff like that.
Saw Blue Oyster Cult. They were with Bebop Deluxe.
Did Blue Oyster Cult have the giant Godzilla that
Yeah,
come up
yeah,
from
yeah.
behind the stage? I've heard about that show. I didn't get to see
It
it.
was a pretty nasty concert. People.
Ain't stupid.
Yeah.
They played down at the Convo, and my sister and my brother and them went. It was back when my sister was in college down there at Athens.
My first concert was I saw still in high school. I think it was Peter Frampton, Doobie Brothers, and it was sort of a country band. I can't think of them, but they were popular.
Outlaws?
Yes. Yes.
Really?
Yeah.
Was that who it was?
Yeah. They had three
Oh.
bands and we played.
How'd you know that?
This was 70.
Well, he mentioned Outlaws earlier. I figured I'd spit that out, and wham, bam, there it
And-
was.
And then, of course, we took our girlfriends at the time, me and my buddy, and Dad said, "Well, you can drive my car," which he had a Mercedes, a nice white Mercedes. We drove it down there, and we parked right along the river, right there. When we came out, somebody had stole all these hubcaps off of it.
Oh,
I said, "Oh no!"
It's like Rojas Dawson.
Yeah. Well, what are we gonna do about this now?
Not much you can do. They're long gone.
Yeah.
do they even have hubcaps on the cars anymore?
I don't think so. No. It's usually just straight up rims or.
This was 75 or 6. I can't remember. Yeah.
What was the best show you seen?
Probably Kiss.
Was it?
Yeah.
That's pretty good, dude.
Yeah.
They do a good show. If
I can't
anybody's-
remember all of them.
I'm sorry, you guys. If you ain't seen Kiss, you missed
Saw
it.
Journey, saw Cheap Trick.
It's
saw,
your stupidity. Huh?
Saw Aerosmith and REO. Oh no, who was with I forget who was with Aerosmith that day. But yeah.
Because I actually seen Cheap Trick and Aerosmith. Aerosmith was okay. They weren't, it's like Cheap Trick smoked them.
Yeah.
Of course, Cheap Trick smokes a lot of bands.
I've seen them twice, but it's been the more recent years.
Yeah.
They did a good show.
Yeah.
This was in the 70s, I see.
You know what's nice about seeing these old bands now? Is
Yeah.
even though they may not be the original members, they do a great job. And I mean, you're enjoying yourself, and you sing along with them songs. You know them all by heart, and you're having a good time.
Saw Crosby, Stills and Nash. And then we saw ZZ Top. Scotty and I did at Columbus.
When'd you see the ZZ Top?
It was in the 80s.
Eliminator tour?
Could have been, yeah.
Well, that about 83, 84, wasn't it?
Yeah. But I kept
That'd
on
been a
saying,
good one to see them on.
Oh, yeah.
we see Crosby, Stills and Nash. Kept on telling Sonny, I said, Neil Young's going to come out. He's going to come out. She said, no, yeah, Neil won't be out. He's going to come out and visit with her just a little bit and play with them. But he never did.
What a bum.
Where's the most unique place you've seen a show?
Oh, we went and saw the Pink Floyd, the band that does the Pink Floyd's,
Yeah.
what they're
Yeah, the experience or whatever.
Yeah, probably at Dayton, whatever that place is called up there.
Well, Hair Arena?
No, I've been to her.
The outside place up there, what's
Yeah.
that called?
Yeah, it's got a big tarp over the top.
Oh hell, I don't know.
I know what he's talking about. I can't think of it.
Amphitheater. That's it. Dayton Amphitheater.
Yeah, that's it.
I don't know.
But
That ain't the Rose, is
I
it?
know
The Rose?
could be. Yeah, I think that's it. But most of the wildest I was is when we went. Now this is Chillicothe, called Sam's Place. It's out. It's
Never
still out
heard
there
of it.
now. It's they sell houses there and stuff, motor homes and stuff like that. Out on
20.
23.
Yeah.
Out past the hospital?
Yeah, well, it's on out almost Waverly. On
Oh,
right-
south. Okay.
south,
Oh, okay,
Towards
yeah, yeah.
Waverly,
Okay.
out there. It's still there. Big barn is. I'll go on with my story. I'll finish. But anyway, we would go there, and one night we were there sitting, and it was packed.
At
and
this
it was-
place you're talking about,
yeah.
Chillicothe?
All of a sudden, here comes this motor. They had a big, huge stage, and this motorcycle comes flying across the stage, lays it down on its side. The band was called Black Leather Touch.
Oh, I've heard of them.
I never heard of it.
Yeah, they were good.
I think they were out of Columbus.
Yeah, and yeah, they were real good.
It's a cool
We were
name,
going-
though.
We were going, wow.
Them and Rosie. Rosie was from
Yeah,
Columbus.
and
Yeah.
Dewey, and there was another band called Dewey Campbell. They were good.
Actually, I think you jammed me out on my Rosie albums.
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
I got it back off of you.
Oh, did you? Yeah. Yeah.
Now, the Gods was local too,
Yeah,
but they weren't. Were they Columbus or Southern?
Columbus.
Okay.
Yeah, that was part of the deal for that record, for that stereo equipment.
was it? I don't remember.
That was part of it, yeah. We just wheeling and dealing or something. No, it was that
Before you
other.
had this.
No, it was the other stereo system I got off of you, which is where those speakers
Was
came
it
from.
Fisher?
Yeah, that Fisher.
Yeah,
You know, that thing was like 400 watts.
that's what you was telling me. I couldn't believe I did that.
That thing was stupid loud.
You still got it, or did you get rid of it?
Yeah, I got it up here. It needs work done to it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, because you go turn the volume up on it, it wants to cut in and out. Like,
I think Lightning got that one I got off of you. I don't get no radio on it, and it acts like it's only half the wattage.
What kind of?
It was that Pioneer that you had out in your outside.
Black? Is it black? Was it
Yeah,
black?
I think I got that one off of
I
you.
found a guy down there around Milford. I was going to take. I got my father-in-law gave me one. Of course, it worked for a while and I quit.
and there a guy down there who does.
Yeah, works on stereos.
Okay.
He's going to.
Maybe he could fix that.
Yeah, I was going to take mine down there. if
Well,
I
when you
could
do,
put mine.
let me send that one with you.
Okay. And I got. A
And you
turntable-
pay for it.
I got a turntable I wanted to look at too.
Yeah,
And then I'm going to have him take that one your brother. What was that your brother? Well,
that was a nice Pioneer, heavy.
It needed a switch put in.
Yeah, it needed a switch, and it had
Oh,
a
heavier
channel.
than ever.
A channel was going bad on it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He could fix that too.
Yeah.
I think he wanted like $30 to look at it, but that goes towards your
Final price.
yeah. But I didn't think it was bad, and all I need is a little switch on that one.
So what's this I hear about your family and the Reds?
Yeah.
Oh no,
What's up
Let's hear
with
about the Reds. You and Johnny Bench, you're like that, right?
no. He did use my golf club to hit off number 6 up there.
Well,
I
that's
shoulda had him-
that's
I
better than me and you, right?
I shoulda had- well, my dad, of course, he had the sports camp out there, Valley Vista
Yeah.
sports camp, and it was Ted Klaczewski's sports camp when he got it, and it wasn't doing all that good with Ted Klaczewski. He would come down visit. So Dad got these guys in there from Cincinnati, and they promoted Johnny Bench. You can get him in here. So Dad got Johnny Bench in there, and of course I shook his hand and got to meet him and got all kinds of pictures of him. He signed all my baseball cards, but he came up and had his girlfriend with him. Came up to go. This was 85 or 6. He came up there. He hit off number 6 tee and used my club. And then he went down and signed a bunch of autographs. But
Hold on, man. What was that?
car went by.
As people don't know, this is by the
That
road.
was him on the golf cart with Johnny Bench.
Yeah, my dad.
That was him driving by in the golf
my
cart.
dad's I got a big. My dad had a big picture taken of him, Johnny Bench, sitting in the dugout down at Riverfront Stadium,
Okay.
and it's big. And he had it in his room, but then he passed away, and I got it, and I gave it to my son Drew. Now he's got it up in his house.
Well, that's a good
big,
keepsake.
A big picture. of
Now, is
him,
it
Dad and
signed?
my son.
Is it signed or?
I don't think so. No.
Did you have the golf course then?
Yeah, he had both of them in. Yeah.
So he'd come down there regularly and play golf, you think?
No.
Johnny would?
No. A lot of the guys from High State, a lot of ex-football players and stuff like that, like Bill Hoskett, he came there a lot.
He still
Fred
goes there.
Taylor, yeah. They was out there. A lot of the football players would come out and golf with Scott Nicely. He was a lawyer and he from Columbus, and he knew a lot of them. He'd have a big outing out there.
That's pretty cool.
Then we
Like
go out to-
Archie Griffin?
No. I don't know some of the big guys that was there. But,
What about, did any of the other Reds come down to see when Ted Klaczewski had it? Do you think that Johnny and Pete Rose, maybe when he was younger?
No, I don't think any of them was ever there. He had some. Adrian Dantley was there, basketball. Football, of course, Greg Cook came. Then they had football camp. Basketball camp, Crum from Louisville, he was there. And, of course, Fred Taylor came a lot.
Fred Taylor, that was a
Yeah.
name I remember
From
seeing on
Ohio
the
State.
sign.
Of course, Bill Boatman had it before Dad, and he got all them older guys. He knew Ted Klaczewski and Fred Taylor all that well, and that's Dad bought it. It was run down mess. And Dad built.
Well, I remember towards the end of it, I think, the Ted Klaczewski era, and then it just, they didn't do any more with it, and it grew up.
Yeah,
And then you guys must have gotten it and started the
Yeah.
Johnny Bench thing.
yeah.
And that went on for probably
77. Dad bought it in 77. I can remember 85 and 86.
So at least 7 or 8 years.
Yeah, and then it just got to where people were having their own camps
Yeah.
at their schools and just
Yeah.
wasn't drawing all that good.
But Johnny Bench would come down at least
Oh, yeah.
once or twice in the summer, wouldn't he?
yeah,
In between baseball games.
yeah. I think it was 86,
And,
right before he was getting ready to retire.
and they had like 4 or 5 baseball fields down there.
Yeah, all lit. Yeah, real nice infields, all because I used to have to take care of them.
And now the kids that came, it's kind of like AAU ball probably now.
Probably,
they paid
yeah.
so much to,
Yeah, oh
to
yeah,
play
stay.
baseball.
Parents, Bob Trumpy. I don't know if you've heard of him. He played
Yeah.
football. He's brought his boy and
Oh, yeah.
down there. Yeah, there was a
Well, he
lot of-
did commentating after he was
Yeah,
with,
Yeah.
football player.
Yeah.
Yeah,
he's
but
with the Bengals, and then
a
he
lot
did.
of doctors and lawyers bring their kids there. Probably get rid of them for a couple
Yeah.
weeks during the summer.
Yeah.
Well, it was probably you guys made pretty good money off of that,
Yeah.
but there was a lot of expense, I'm sure.
Yeah, oh
overhead.
yeah.
Yeah.
I remember Dad had to buy all new Johnny Bench uniforms. He had the old Ted Klaczewski wool, which I've got one.
Oh, do you?
Yeah, which I'm going to give to Drew.
What was it?
Old wool uniforms
Oh,
I used to wear back in the day.
Oh.
And a hat. I got an old Ted Klaczewski hat. I went to the camp there too when I was, I don't know, young, 11 or 12. I got a picture
Was
of
that
Fred
Ted
Taylor.
Klaczewski then?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know if I got a picture with him or not. I got a baseball he signed. Yeah.
What's your most valuable or most favorite keepsake that you have to you? It may not be valuable money wise, but something
Well, I
that.
gotta say my wife, don't I?
Well, yeah, you got
I look
Get-
at you
gotta
guys
hit your
looking at
brownie
me.
points.
Well, okay. Other than.
I don't have no idea. I got rid of all my baseball cards. I used to have thousands of
Got rid of
them.
your Johnny Bench signed ones?
I give them to Drew.
Oh,
All the
okay.
Reds.
Well, that's good.
He's got all of them.
That's pretty.
But, I don't know. Probably my records now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What's funny, when I first started out doing that, Stephanie, she'd take me all these places. That's my wife. She would take me, look up on her phone, go here, we got to go here, we got to go here. Now she hates it. She don't tell me where nothing's at no more. She just dumps me off. See you in an hour. Well, I went yesterday to the one in Lancaster. Boy, that's a junky place anymore.
Is that place that we used to go
Yeah.
to still there?
Oh, it's a
I've been
mess.
there for several
You can't
years.
even get in the place. He's got so much in the
Oh,
walls.
Still
Yeah.
on the crates down on the floor?
Yeah, and piles and piles of them.
Are they $4 still, or he raised the price?
$2 or $3 now. I don't know. I went in there very long.
That's
I
the reason why he has so much, because he
You gotta
raised the
spend a day-
prices.
You got to spend a day in there.
Yeah.
The guy gave me a crate. He thought it was record store day. I was going to fill up the crate. I flipped the crate over and sat down on it and started going through it. The guy thought that was hilarious. He said, "I give you that to put your records in." He's just going to sit down on it. Well, I was sitting down on it, and I went through every box on that floor.
But,
Find anything?
Oh, yeah. I went out of there with a stack of records.
About
like that.
$10.
they were only $1 then. Wasn't it?
Yeah, so I bought like $40 worth of records, but I made a stupid mistake. The guy had the original Kiss, the first album, without Kissing Time, and he said he would sell it for $45, and I had $45 on me, and I had a whole handful of records. I'd already spent. He should have told me that before I even went through the records, and I was like, man.
Did this when we went up, or was it?
Probably. And I did not buy it. And it sold. because I went back again. He had it.
Nice.
So,
Yeah.
and that thing's worth $100 and some now.
Yeah. Which it's easy. I mean, you can just buy reissue and just skip the song. The song's really not that good.
Right, but I mean, it's the idea that it was a first press.
Yeah. Yep.
What was that? The one that one album has a different song than the other?
Yeah,
Yeah.
it didn't have Kissing Time on it.
Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah.
That was the first record.
Yeah.
yeah. So I was like, oh,
Yeah, they
man,
did that just
I blew
to
that.
try generate sales, wasn't it?
Yeah. Yeah, to get that album back out there when they were touring.
Yeah. But they really didn't need it.
That,
They're making enough on tours.
I heard where Gene Simmons and Ace Frehley are talking now.
yeah, I read that the other day.
Well, yeah, now they're going to talk now. Kiss is no more.
Yeah.
You know?
You know they're going to line up a
Oh yeah.
show because Gene's out on his own and Ace has been out
And
on
he
his
hadn't been
own.
selling that good on his own, I guess.
Nope.
Who's
So-
that? Both?
Gene.
Oh, Gene.
So,
Ace, he just had one out last year.
but
didn't he?
the band that Ace has is the band that Gene had several years ago.
Oh.
And he hooked Ace up with them. That's a band I seen with them at Franklin 2 years ago, 23.
Was it pretty good?
Oh, yeah.
Oh.
Now, that was an old bowling alley with a sand, like a beach volleyball court out back for a party area. And all that was a stage about the size of the old festival stage.
Yeah, yeah.
Well, it was a little bigger than that, but kind of put you in the mind of that. And Ace was on that stage, and that band that Gene hooked him up with. And they were good. They played the classic stuff. And
Well, Ace has got to have a good band behind him.
yeah,
He didn't sing very good.
Yeah, he's.
they carried him. I'll say that.
Yeah.
They carried him.
Yeah.
But you know, when he did do his thing, he was pretty decent. It just he's old. I mean, we can't hold that against him.
Yeah, you can. I don't know.
Nico McBrain retired.
Yes,
Yeah,
but you know he had health issues here and there.
yeah,
You know, so I mean he had a stroke.
yeah.
I mean he still finished out the that tour.
Oh yeah.
Oh no.
Then-
Oh, go ahead.
No, you're fine.
This is your show, Mike.
Yeah.
Oh, it is?
Yeah, make it
Grateful
happen.
Dead. I like a lot of the Grateful Dead.
Yeah.
I think I traded you for Grateful Dead. I forget. The one that was a real good art. You said it was real good artwork on it.
Oh, law.
Yeah. Yeah.
You said you wouldn't come to this thing unless I came with you. So
He doing pretty good,
I'm
ain't
just the old tag along
he?
here.
He doing pretty good.
The old tag along.
So, do you have any more records you want to
Oh.
enlighten us with that you brought, or?
No, I didn't bring any more. I could have.
I know you could. You got
bought a truck.
5,000 worth of
Well,
records.
name a record, and I bet he has it, and we can talk about
Well, I don't know if I go that
Iron
far.
Butterfly. Like
Oh
that.
yeah, who doesn't
You
have
got
Iron
La
Butterfly?
Vida, that's a good
Yeah.
one. It's a long song.
it. Was that the only song on that album?
No. There's like 2 songs on that side.
Chamberlain Brothers? They're
I've heard of them.
they're.
Oh
Is that-
yeah, you got me on them too.
Was it Richard Chamberlain and his brother?
I don't know.
I like that. That was a good album.
Oh, I can't think of the name.
the
song.
Chamberlains.
Time has come. That's that song they played.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
I got something. I don't know if you're familiar. Remember that?
Oh yeah, I've seen that.
Yeah. This is the box set.
Who is it?
Nuggets.
Never heard of
You
it.
didn't get that down. Jesse's, did you?
No. Yeah, because actually,
I've
This-
seen it advertised a lot.
well, this here was a record store day release. I was like, man, I was wanting to go in there and get that, for record store day. Sold out. A few years later, whatever it is. I went on, whatever site this is where I got it. Rhino Records.
I heard of that. Yeah.
Rhino Records is where it's at anymore. But yeah, I end up getting this.
So you just order offline on Rhino.
Well, what kind of music is it?
It's the 60s. Of course, you got your poster.
Well, that looks psychedelic, don't it?
Because it's got the original Nuggets album, which it has the Electric Prunes,
Yeah, they're
the-
psychedelic.
This
Yep.
is a poster. Ah,
it's
check
psychedelic.
that out. If that ain't psychedelic, I don't know what is.
Yep, it is.
but yeah, I mean, it's got everybody in it,
It's like John Lennon.
Yeah, a little bit
That's
sour.
possible. But yeah, it's got Count 5.
Yeah, I got them. They're on that psychedelic. Yeah, I
Yeah.
got that album.
The Leaves. I mean, a lot of these here were like garage bands that released records and stuff back in the day. Because I got the first one that came with it. This is 65 to 68.
Did you know there was another Nirvana back
Yeah.
in the day?
Yeah, yeah. I do know
They're
that.
psychedelic.
They weren't the Nirvana that we know of.
No.
No,
Even Sly and the Family Fence?
no, actually, they were probably better.
Did Sonny and Cher do a psychedelic?
Nope. No.
I got you, babe. That was about psychedelic.
Well, their whole show looked kind of psychedelic to me.
There's a group called Tomorrow,
Yep.
and one of the players from Yes played on it. I can't think of his name.
John Anderson.
No, it's the guitar player.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah.
We're-
What Yes album? The first one?
Yeah, all first 2 or 3 Yes albums.
Oh, pick one, man. They're all good.
Was
Yeah.
now let me ask you this: is there such a thing as new psychedelic?
Oh yeah. But
So they're not on your list.
No.
No, they won't be. To be honest with you, I don't like those bands and stuff. It's on those paper. There's no band nowadays that can even come close to.
Right, because those are what we call psychedelic. They used to have Psychedelic Sunday on QFM 96.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You remember
Yeah.
hearing that? I forget what the DJ's
I
got.
like listen to. I don't know if you ever guys ever know tonight's at 7 o'clock tonight. It's called The Way Back on 97.5
Yeah, is that the one out of Greenfield?
Yeah.
He, from 7 to 10, he plays all
Yeah.
old records from.
I used to
he don't
listen
play,
to that in the
he don't
summertime.
play the good record. He plays the second or third best song on the record. Sometimes he plays the the good song on the records, but mostly
Because a lot of your
that-
better songs are the songs they never really
and it's
played.
It's psychedelic, psychedelic, but it's
It's good stuff. I like that stuff.
You've listened to that for a long time, haven't you?
yeah.
I used to listen
I
to
don't
it when
like
you
one-
got me started on
I've
them.
got
I
a
quit
commercial
listening.
on there. I get tired of hearing that guy's voice on there. He don't do real commercials, and I flip it off when he comes on, like that. No, turn it off.
Hey, there ain't no hate here about it.
Now he did it. You're going to have that warning pop up. Won't be able to watch this without clicking
Well,
that.
well, you know Bill Marsh after, we
Yeah.
did get kicked
I
off.
saw that come up for one of them, and I thought, what in the world happened? Who said something?
Moby Grape, there.
Who was it?
Moby Grape.
I've never heard of them.
Yeah, they're good. I got a couple of them.
The Birds.
The Birds,
Yeah.
the Zombies.
Yeah.
They're all
Zombies are definitely.
Time of the season, bud.
Yeah, incredible string band. There's a bunch of.
You know who credits the Zombies is the Bangles. Susanna Hoss. She likes the Zombies.
Ah.
And if you listen to her stuff, it kind of reminds you can hear influences.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
But there's a crazy world of Arthur Brown that I brought out. That's pretty wild.
Yeah, that's a good one. Now that's a first one though, isn't it?
Yeah. Of course, the Beatles and the Jefferson Airplane. They're pretty. Pink Floyd. They're all pretty. Even Santana's got a psychedelic one.
Which one's that?
The first one.
Yeah, the very first one.
Evil
69.
Ways.
Cream, of course. But Soft Machine, they've got 7 or 8 albums out.
To be honest with you, that name sounds familiar, but I don't think I've.
Yeah.
Cream, was that with Clapton?
Yeah.
Ginger Baker.
Who was in Vanilla Fudge?
Oh, the drummer.
Yeah. He went.
Carmine Appice.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yep.
He went with Beck for a while, didn't
So
he?
there's another one of them tree lines.
Well, he actually, he went with Beck, and then he played with Rod Stewart on his albums,
Yeah.
and then in the '80s he formed like King Cobra, played
Yeah.
with King
I
Cobra.
remember King Cobra.
Procol Harum, they're good.
Oh yeah.
But they only had 1 or 2 good songs out. Donovan, he was good. He's good.
Fu Manchu.
Yeah.
That's not bad, is it?
Are they? They're not psychedelic. Are they?
No, they're stoner.
He got me started on Fu Manchu and Riot.
Riot's
I
pretty.
haven't bought any of the records yet, but I've pulled them up on Spotify and stuff like that. And
Riot's pretty kick-ass band.
what was it? Was it Clutch?
Yeah,
Was that one of them?
yeah, Clutch.
So yeah, I'm like, yeah, he's got some pretty good stuff. Every time we come here, now I'll be looking these guys up next.
Yeah.
I'll have to
Yeah,
write,
yeah. I'll look out.
I'll have to write down their name.
or just text.
Spartacus Tree Merritt.
Javeret.
I watch.
Javert.
Yeah.
I watch YouTube, and these guys are always going to flea markets and all the stores.
Oh, you're talking about the record
Discounts.
hunters and stuff? Yeah.
I can find. I don't know how you go around here. You can't find nothing like that.
Yeah. Well, there's there's a lot of people in Chillicothe and surrounding area, dude. They collect vinyl.
Yeah.
You know, we're just the cool ones.
Yeah.
That guy that you hooked me up with that lived there around Pyatt, he was getting rid of some of his Beatles stuff. On the corner of one of them streets there at Pyatt in Chillicothe.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Yeah.
And you went there, and then you told me where to get there, and I said, well, hook me up with him, because I didn't like just knocking on somebody's door, you know. So you hooked me up with him, and I got a couple Beatles off of him.
Yeah.
They weren't in the best shape, but they were better than one I had.
Yeah, I know that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And he was just getting rid of stuff, wasn't
Yeah.
he?
Just selling it.
So
He's
every
just
now-
moving on.
He said
every now and then.
he sold them all off the computer. He said he could get better than selling them,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
but he had to box them up and all that
Yeah.
postage.
Yeah, it costs money.
He probably charge them a little more to do that.
Yeah, when you do that, you have to.
Yeah.
Well, you could charge them a postage and stuff, you know, add all that into it. Like $5 for postage, and it covers
I
your
got it
box.
all off him.
Yeah. What kind of stuff do you have other than Beatles? Just
That was the only reason I went there was for the Beatles stuff. But I don't know. I didn't get through his record stuff. He just had them ready for me.
that's nice of him.
Would you call him? Whoops! Did you call him and tell him you were coming? Or?
Yeah. You hooked me up with him, and he knew who I was through you. And
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
that way I wasn't just knocking on some stranger's door. Hey, you got some Beatle albums?
Yeah, that'd be a little weird.
I wouldn't want anybody coming to my door. Hey, you got some Kiss albums in there?
Heard you had some for sale.
Right.
Yeah, that'd work like that'd fly, wouldn't it?
Yeah. I'd slam the door in his face.
Smack him around a little bit. Anything else, Mike? How about you, Brett? I know you always got something.
I've told everything I can tell.
Not as young.
Yeah. I don't know what time it is.
It's almost 25 after 3. I got you, buddy. I got you.
What's the earliest Iron Maiden you went to?
1987, Somewhere in Time tour.
Oh, okay.
It was at Ohio Center. Wasted opened up for him.
Okay.
Killer band.
Yeah, I remember Wasted.
Really good band. Save Your Prayers was the first time I heard him. That's when me and Evan was running around and stuff, and we listened to Iron Maiden like nuts. You know, that Thin Lizzy, you know, amongst other groups.
Lizzie, I like
Yeah.
Thin Lizzy Live was another one of them 8 tracks that we had that we listened to.
Live and Dangerous.
Yeah,
Yep.
with that Queen that I showed you about the same time.
You know what we all do is get like 5 live records for maybe do another podcast.
And do all live albums.
Your 5 favorite
Yeah,
live records.
that's a good idea.
That'd be a good one. What do you think, people?
That'd be Kiss Alive, Kiss Alive 2, Kiss Alive 3.
The Symphony. Hey, that's fine. If you want to, you put that out there. That's fine. If you think,
Maybe Alive, but I like a lot of other live albums. Like I told you, Bob Seger,
Guitar picks.
9 Tonight is my favorite album of all
9
the
Tonight,
records,
yeah,
and that's live.
yeah.
Foot went to sleep.
Oh, dang, that ain't good.
But yeah, that's a good idea.
Yeah, next time we get together, we'll
You
have
ain't
to.
live ones you like?
But don't tell nobody. Won't be a surprise.
Yeah. I have to
You
think-
come back?
I have to think about it.
You come back?
Oh yeah.
You know, we could do a live.
You come back solo next time, right?
I guess. I don't care.
But yeah, we can do that. We can do we'll do a live. Our 5 favorite.
5.
If you do a live, I'll come back too. We'll do 3. You have some alives. He'll have some alives, and I'll have some alives.
Yes, I'll have 5 records.
Can we do bootlegs?
I don't care. If it's live record, who cares?
Yeah.
Because dude, I could pull 5 Maiden live records out right now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But you also got a bunch of other live records that you'd probably like to showcase too.
Oh yeah, yeah. I already got my 5 in my head
so that's
already.
kind of the way I'm thinking. I wouldn't bring all Kiss. I'd just bring maybe one, and then
Of course, you know, I think
stretch it out.
probably you and I would probably have a couple would probably match up.
The same ones.
I'd say so.
Yeah.
Yeah. But think outside the box on
I got it.
Yeah.
Just right off the top of my head when I think of live albums.
Text me to remind me. I forget everything.
Cheap Trick at the Budokan,
Yep.
Frampton Comes Alive.
Yeah.
I mean, you can just
I
go
got
right.
that one here, Frampton.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you can go right down the list. They'll just start
I know.
popping out like mushrooms.
You know,
Yes, they
I got
will.
2 right here.
Whoa, that's a good one. The Last Waltz is a great live record.
Oh yeah, and you never heard it before, have you?
What's that?
You've
No, the band?
Yeah.
I'm gonna look them up. I've heard of the band. I just had never heard their music.
Yeah, what?
And that there's got all the greatest hit.
Oh
Greatest.
yeah.
Yeah, it's got everything. Like I say, it's got Everybody and Their Brother, the big hitters of
I'll be pulling it up.
of the '70s and stuff right there, singing on that record, and it's a phenomenal. But to watch the movie, that was really it's on point about everything.
Yeah, they showed them down in before they go on concert or go up on stage and all that. Talk to
Yeah.
them
Was there a Beatles live album?
Actually, yes, I have the Beatles' first live recording.
Oh yeah.
It's in like Belgium or something like that.
I think I got that.
Is there a Stones live other than the later years?
You want to get your yah-yahs out? That's a live record.
Is it?
Yeah.
Oh, the Beatles. I need it. It's a yellow background, and the Beatles are in front. It's, I don't know what year it is. 64 or 5. I can look it up on my phone. You probably got it, don't you?
No.
Is that live?
No. I just need it to.
No.
Oh, you need the record?
Yeah,
And it has a yellow background?
background and all 4 of them's on it. It's like 6. I can look it up on my phone real quick, but
Oh,
Well, Beatles for Sale. Is that it?
ain't like 5 or
I need
6,
5. I want
5.
My 5 I got's not very good shape.
No.
was it an early one? Must have
Yeah,
been an early
yeah.
one.
Now, if Dave Shoemaker was here, he'd spit
Oh,
that out.
he's probably got 3 or 4.
Yeah, he'd spit
You
that.
know, he invites me over to. I've never been over to. He just lives right across the street.
wants-
Yeah, dude.
He wants to see this because I told him he was going to be doing this.
Oh,
Yeah.
no. Hi, Dave. I'll look.
Oh, did you tell him that?
Yeah. I said, we're getting ready to go over there. So he said, share the link. So make sure he gets a copy.
Oh, I will.
But I'm halfway through
Well,
his about Liverpool. And all
Stephanie
that.
showed me Dave's on. She got it on there the other day.
Yeah.
Who?
My wife, she got him on there. You and
Talking
Dave,
about the
very,
Oh, yeah, yeah.
the very first one.
day at Liverpool and
No, he never talked about that.
Abbey Road. Yeah, he did.
Yeah, he did.
On that one?
Yeah. Yeah, I talked to him last
He
week.
crossed Abbey Road.
Yeah.
Okay.
I talked to him last Sunday. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, but then you talked to him before that, didn't you? Before,
Yeah, I'd had him on beforehand as
Yeah.
well. No, this is part 2. What we did.
yeah.
That's my 3rd time here.
Yep.
I only got like 84 people watched that last one.
Yep, I think
Will
that's-
Hatfield's
that
got
one
like
there, Beatles,
590 or something
there.
like that.
Beatles for sale.
See, I told you.
Yep.
Yeah,
I don't
that's
have
an
that
early one.
Yeah, I don't have.
I think my copy of that's a new release. The what do you call them where they redid them,
Reissue.
Yeah, no.
reissue.
Somebody that wants to buy a record, and how do they find out if the new release or on the, it says does it say on the album or the cover? If somebody's just learning how to.
Yeah, well, it's awkward silence.
There.
Well, usually, if you're digging through the records and stuff like that, digging like through the bees.
Does it say on the back?
No, you just know. To me, I just know.
Uh huh.
You know our new record
Yeah.
because
But
this is flimsy.
Yeah.
The new records are at least 140 gram, up to 180,
Yeah.
up to 180 gram, and you know that there's a big difference in the sound as well,
Okay.
because the sound is so much more. I mean, it's thumpier. Your guitars are a lot more crisp. The vocals are crisp. Everything is so
I
much.
didn't know if it said on the disc inside of the record, like where you put your record down, if it
Yeah.
says in there,
Yeah.
if it's a newer, older volume or.
Well, a lot of them won't.
I just wondered how
Yeah.
people would know. They say that's the first cut, or that's the
The first issue.
I
and
mean,
stuff.
yeah.
sometimes there's little numbers in that
Yes.
void area around the label.
Yeah.
I don't know if that tells anything or not.
It does.
I suppose you have to know what you're looking for.
Yeah.
yeah.
I mean, a lot of times, you know.
Record store guys know.
Well, I mean, record stores, you know, they have their used records.
Yeah.
And your new record spots, you know, different from each other and stuff.
Well, let me ask you this.
Please.
If I find a vinyl of a record, and I have no idea whether it's second release or second, what do you call 'em?
Pressing.
Pressing or what, but I need the sleeve. And later on, I find the sleeve, and I'm thinking, oh, there's a sleeve. I can put my vinyl in
Yeah,
there.
there we go.
Are they a match?
No,
How do we know if they're a match or not?
you don't. Well, it's all about like the labels that they put on them. Like, say, if you have a second or third pressing and stuff, the label could be different just a little bit. Just like with Boston, their first record. They changed the labels
Yeah, that's what I mean.
on
Stuff
them,
like that.
you know.
Because I need a VJ introducing the Beatles on,
Yeah, I've got one.
on vinyl. I've got a real nice sleeve.
Yeah.
I mean, it's in mint. It's like almost like the sleeve got lost somewhere.
Lost in
and,
translation, huh?
and the vinyl was played all the time.
Yeah,
So now I need a vinyl for it.
yeah. It's a hard record to find, but
And I don't know if it's a mono or a stereo.
Dave's got it.
yeah,
But that would be the only Beatles that I think I need.
yeah. I got all the Beatles I need because actually last week I pulled out a Beatles record Dave never even heard of.
What?
Huh? What?
What was it?
It's like it's got like A, then it has like a horseshoe.
I don't
I
know.
always called it like Alpha Mega or whatever the hell it is. That's what I just assumed it to be. I didn't mention it last week. It's like, well, I don't know.
Yeah.
But it has basically the Beatles' greatest hits,
Huh.
and it's got their solo record like hits on it. So,
You think it was released later then?
oh yeah, it was.
After that?
Actually, I think it was released in 75, 72 or 75. What it says on there
Oh, okay.
from Cleveland.
Oh, okay.
Like a radio station put this compilation together or something like that, which is I ain't never seen one before. I have no idea where in the hell I even got it.
You ain't seen it? I thought you said I ain't.
He's Southern High. Excuse.
Okay, I haven't seen it. There, I
I
haven't.
can care less. What's this Yankees crap?
You know what that's called? Kicking ass every year.
Yeah, they put out the money, don't they?
Hey, you got to.
Yeah.
You got to.
They gotta
Grab
go
that
out.
right there, that CD with the purple on it.
He knew it.
You ever heard of this band called Sir Lord Baltimore?
No.
There you go. That's 70s hard rock.
Is this like a bunch of records all in one?
Yeah. This is the one that really set them
A
apart.
box set?
Yeah. But yeah,
Are they psychedelic?
in a way, I would say so, yeah.
They look a little heavy to me.
Yeah, I mean, they got that heavy.
Early 70s heavy.
Well, seemed like all the guys back in had that hippie hair.
Yeah. I can believe
Says I ain't talking right.
Well, then you got to look them up on here. You
Sir
got 'em on your
Lord
list?
Baltimore.
You got them on your list?
No, they're not on there. They probably on maybe the 500 or maybe, I don't know. What year were they put out there? This is like,
Well, the first record, Kingdom Come, came out in 1970. Then their self-titled one came out in 71.
that's a
You might have to borrow that one, Mike.
What the hell?
I don't have a CD player.
What the hell is he talking about? You ever heard of this group?
Well, I thought he was giving me a record of a good one for coming out here
Yeah.
tonight.
Don't we get free gifts?
Yeah, we got free gifts for being here.
You ever heard of that group called Salty Dog?
I've heard of them.
Well, no, I've heard of
I've heard of the band.
Be careful.
Procol Harum has an album, Salty Dog.
Yeah, I know.
I don't know. I might have seen these guys. If they had a video.
Yeah.
They're a 80s metal, aren't they?
Yeah, yeah. Well, I guess. Cat's Got Nine is the big song off here, I guess. But yeah, there's that. Gotcha.
What else you got here? Tesla, they're good.
Yep.
There's your UFO collection.
It's not a big collection.
Here's that one you was talking about a while ago.
Oh,
Yeah.
I got a lot of UFO.
Velvet Underground.
I bought all the UFOs. First ones all the way.
So I wouldn't mind getting their first two.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
Yeah, they're good. Their first two's good.
Yeah.
My daughter got them for me for Christmas.
but those are more psyche too.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
spacey psyche.
60s.
Yeah, they almost remind me of like Hawkwind.
Mm-hmm.
You know.
I thought this was a backdrop on those other videos, but it's actually real CDs
I know.
because you've had those other backdrops.
See, it even looks like it too, doesn't it?
Mm-hmm.
I fooled you.
There's your Iron Maiden collection.
Well, it goes
Oh, there it is.
clear. What?
My old stereo.
Yeah.
In the box, and still in the cabinet.
Yes. I didn't break it. In that glass.
Yes. I don't know why I got rid of that.
Me neither.
I didn't.
I'm glad you did.
I didn't have no room. I know that.
Iron Maiden.
So you got Iron Maiden from down there to here. From about right there to here.
Yeah, clear across there. Yeah, I got a
What's this, a box set?
no, it's just you know me.
You got a lot of money tied up in here, don't you?
Unfortunately. Unfortunately.
Mine would be about this long if I took my mower out.
Yeah. Well, shoot, guys, I think that's probably getting close to being about it.
Okay.
Well, I think we covered everything, didn't we?
Yeah.
Got the Reds
Oh, I got
taken
more
care of.
stories.
Yeah, we got the Reds.
Oh, the Reds golf cart with the red helmet on it.
Yeah.
Whatever happened to that?
You got it in your building?
No, I wish I still did.
I see
My
What do you
my
mean?
sucker was hard to
What,
drive.
what do you mean you still did? Did you used to have it?
No, well, it used to be Dad at the golf course.
Did they take
Oh,
it down
really?
to Riverfront Stadium?
I don't know what
Because
they
I
did.
remember seeing the red hat outside of
That thing
Riverfront
was hard to
Stadium.
drive. It was top heavy.
Well,
You
it's
had to walk
just the
around.
red
You
hat.
couldn't see out of it.
I remember seeing just the red hat on the
Mm-hmm.
corner when you walked into Riverfront Stadium when I went to a Reds game back in 90. It might have been 89. And I thought, that's that helmet that used to be on the golf cart.
I don't
And
know.
kids was
Yeah.
climbing up on top of it. And it was just a fiberglass helmet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did they make that? Had that made somewhere?
I don't. I never did ask about. I don't know who
And
where
it went
came
through the
from.
festival parade.
Yeah, I drove it through the.
Did Johnny Bench ever come through the festival
No.
parade? He did?
But that's in '77. I went. That's when Dad drove. It was the fall of '77. I drove it
Yeah.
in that parade, and that thing was top heavy.
I
The wind
remember.
would blow it. And,
Huh.
So you think Pete's going to get in the Hall of Fame now?
I don't
Since
know.
he's already.
It don't matter now.
Yes, it does. Yes, it
Well, I
does.
knew that's what they do after he died.
Well,
They
well-
get in there.
Where's the glory? Who gets to celebrate? It's
Mm-hmm.
for him. It ain't for us.
I mean, you know, he served his sentence.
He did that before he died.
No,
He should already been in there.
Well, I mean, I agree with you on that, but
He would have just
he
come out
he,
told the truth.
he could have came clean when he should have.
He did.
No, not the very first.
No, he kept on pushing it off and stuff like that. Because I never bet on baseball. Then they said the commissioner goes, "Are you sure about that?"
But then he didn't bid against the Reds.
Yeah, oh yeah, he did. Well, I'm sure he did.
That's what he says. That's what he says.
Uh-huh.
But you know, we'll never know now. You know. Then he released that book. You know, I guess what he confessed everything in it.
I haven't read it. I read his very first book back in the '70s.
Yeah, but then again, it was already too late. You know, he done screwed the pooch on everything.
But it was all, there's been so many different things happen to these players that are in the Hall of Fame that I'm like, you know, one's no different than the other.
Oh, I know.
When they did wrongdoing.
Yeah.
But yeah, he's the one that they don't accept. And we can bid on baseball now, so
Well, that's neither here nor there, you know. But then again, you know, if they let him in, they're going to have to let Shoeless Joe Jackson in. They're going to have to let these other guys in as well that they ostracized from being in there. But, you know, there was, I guess, a sign hanging up in the.
well, about how
In
they
the-
cheated with pine tar and all that on their baseball bats.
Well, I don't.
I want to change the subject and ask you a question. Well, whenever we get to that part.
Oh, go ahead.
I didn't know you. I never put two and two together with you and Mike Kinnaman being related.
Yeah, he's my uncle.
And Dave said he loved records too.
Yeah. Yeah, Mike gave me a big pile of records, I think around. It's sometime maybe late.
You wouldn't tell me where you got it because you knew I knew Mike.
Yeah.
So you wouldn't.
Well, it's just how the
I could
blue.
hit him up.
It might have been what 79, 80 to 82. He gave me a stack of records and stuff.
Yeah.
I was like, okay, you know. So I listened to, it had Pink Floyd, Metal in it, and Wish You Were Here. Had that in there. And
He's probably got rid of it. He gave them all to you.
yeah, he gave them all to me.
All you had.
Well, I don't know if he had. That was. I think that might have been all he had at that point in time. But yeah.
I run into
But
it around there.
but a lot of it was my sister's fault and her boyfriend. We remember Rick.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was their fault because when Laura and Rick started
You
dating,
sure you want to tell this on the?
yeah. Well, she knows. You know, it was her fault because she was, you know, in school. You know, she graduated in '80 and stuff. You know, she'd be bringing this stuff home like Nazareth there, the dog.
Yeah.
Boston's first
didn't know
record.
that.
Yeah, Boston's first record.
Because we get to spend, just lived across the road from us.
Yeah, Laura used to listen to that music.
Oh, okay.
Don't let it fool you.
Goody two shoes, huh? No good.
But yeah, I mean, it was her
I
fault.
know Rick wasn't.
No, actually, I think it was funny because I think Rick, he was telling me he went and seen ELO in concert. He goes because the stage was nothing like just big flying saucer.
Yeah, he used to come over all the time. He helped build my chimney. Rick did. Yeah, build my chimney. That's how I got him over there.
He has a little bit of pop top.
How'd you get your nickname?
Oh, that's a good story right there. Okay, they all think it's from drinking.
Yeah,
Boozer.
that's what it sounds like.
But
Yeah, that's what I gathered
While,
it from.
while we're on that subject,
got proof now. My wife always thought that too. My baseball team got inducted into the Fairfield Hall of Fame.
Really?
When we were 1975, yeah. And so we all had to go. And was walking with one of the guys. He was 2 years older than me. The guy that gave me the name. He goes, "Hey, Boozer," and his name's Bird. I said, "Hey, Bird."
You got Boozer Bird.
And I said, "Hey, wait a minute, Steve." I said, "Come here and tell my wife how I got that name." And he says, "It was from a basketball card you stole off somebody, and you needed it for your collection, and you took it off Rabbit. Danny Rabbit took it off Rabbit. Danny Bobbitt." And he goes, "Yep, that's how I got it." He says, "I know." And then we started calling you. That's how we started calling you Bob Boozer. That's the name. That was the guy's name, Bob Boozer.
the guy
Last
you
name
stole
Bob.
the card, that had the card, the guy's name on the card.
Yeah, it's Bob Boozer.
Ah,
So you're named after a baseball card.
Basketball. It was a
Well,
basketball.
basketball.
Yeah.
so you wanted Bob Boozer's card, and you stole it off of Bird.
No, I stole it off Rabbit.
You stole.
And Bird told Stephanie.
Now, what's Stephanie's nickname? She got one?
Yeah, Stephen Wolf.
Okay.
She says they used to be called Stephen Wolf.
Really? That's crazy.
He knew Stephen Wolf.
Who knew?
Steppenwolf and Boozer.
And they go hand in hand.
Hey! Never did.
Shoot.
No, I do got another story about that. I had that
Can you
band
tell?
in '70s. Before I was married. Yeah, I can tell this. We would go to the Sunday store and buy 8 tracks. Because we would be cruising down the road and we'd listen to it. And I had a van full. I had my window down and everything. Well, I had sunroofs on too. But anyway, got to playing and I said, "Guys, that album, and Martha, crap." Of course, we said something else then. And he goes, "It did." And I said, "Damn it, roll your window down." And the girl went, threw it out the window. And then you drive around these 8-track tapes all around.
That's funny. Remember Tom and Drew?
Yeah.
You probably heard this story before. I was running track. It was my freshman year and stuff. I think he was a senior or something like that. It was after track practice. Like, what? Where in the hell's this music coming from? You know, we look over. There's this silver car over there. You know, he had that Chevy Laguna.
No, that was Dempsey.
Was that Dempsey?
Yep.
Boy, I've had the name wrong for
I think Madru had a Mustang, a green Mustang,
Green Mustang.
an older.
Okay, so that
Kenny did.
Kenny had the Laguna.
okay. It was Kenny's fault then.
Okay.
I guess they were working out in the gym. You know,
The silver car.
yeah, the Chevy Laguna Super Sport.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, that was his.
I was like, what the hell's that? It was Ted Nugent, Wango Tango, just blaring,
Oh, yeah.
That's a good one.
blaring out of that car.
Huh.
I still remember it to this day, just plain as day, you know. I can't remember what I did an hour ago, but I remember some of the stuff like that.
Huh.
Of course, I think we'll probably all like that to a degree,
Oh, yeah.
you
What
know.
else we talking about that before Dempsey? What else? I had a story for that.
I don't know why. I always thought that was Tom and Drew.
Yeah. Well, same era. Well, Madru was 82 and Dempsey was 83.
Yeah.
First 83.
He's funny. He's a funny dude.
Yeah. Hey, I've gotten some tapes and stuff off here.
What you gonna say, bud?
I don't remember what we was talking about before.
But about you or
No,
listening to music in the car?
tapes
8 tracks thrown out the window.
Tapes out the window.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Didn't you hate that when you pulled your tape out of your car and there it just
Yeah.
stretches out?
I put
And
all
you
of them
ruined
back
that
together.
one.
I put all of them back together.
Now 8 tracks you couldn't really do much with
Yeah,
unless you
I-
took them apart.
Yeah, I did.
Yeah.
I'd use a screwdriver.
But with
Yeah.
the cassette, you'd stick a pencil
Yeah.
down in there,
Yeah.
and that usually worked.
That's when I really didn't get in cassettes that much.
Yeah, 8 tracks was a little better, you think?
No, I think cassettes were. But
Yeah, cassettes were 10 times. I thought they were 10
Yeah,
times better than
yeah.
8 track. It's funny because the first 8 track, you talking about AC/DC.
yeah,
Highway to Hell was the first thing I got on 8 track when it was
Oh.
released.
yeah.
Back in 79. That's a good record, man.
Yeah.
That's funny.
Oh, yeah.
It was funny because at work today, they actually played Night Prowler over the system. It was like, oh,
Yeah.
that song's so
You know
good.
the story why they called it Highway to Hell, don't you?
No.
Because they were coming to America, and they were going to go on their American tour,
For Powerage.
and they'd been in the Australia. Well, America at the time was, the Bible Belt.
Mm-hmm.
So it was kind of looked at as a godly
Mm-hmm.
country. So when they found out they were going to be on the highways and tour in America, they said, well, we're on the highway to hell. So that's why they called it the album, Highway to Hell.
Yeah. It's a good record.
And you knew the Iron Maiden 666 story.
Oh, yeah, with the nuns.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You tell that one if you can remember. I
No,
remember
it's-
parts of it.
There was like
They were
a,
in a car in front of them or something.
well, actually, it was their the producer.
Or was it?
Yeah, yeah, he had like a car wreck and stuff like that. And long story short, these nuns were, praying. Well, there's a car nuns he hit, and he went to go get the car fixed and stuff like that, and the bill came up to $666.
Oh, yeah. And it was nuns.
Yeah, it was nuns. Yeah, it's pretty crazy. Isn't it? He says, "I don't care. You make it 670, whatever. I'm not paying that number."
Yeah.
And come find out, it's one of the best albums.
Yeah.
Be honest with you, I think it's probably the 3rd best heavy metal record released
Now, what's that one?
in the 80s. Iron Maiden, Number of the Beast.
I'll have to get that.
You don't have it? Dude, it's one of the...
How many you got? Are you going to trade?
No, I can't do that.
You got a CD version.
Oh, dude, I got like four or five versions on CD and everything.
What's your favorite Iron Maiden?
Without being biased, I mean, I think their first one is their best. But with
With
that...
Paul Di'Anno?
Pardon?
With Paul Di'Anno is
Yes. That's the first time I ever heard Iron Maiden was, I think around, might be around 82. It was on QFM 96. Heard the song Running Free.
yeah, that's a good one.
And all of a sudden it just stuck. But aside from that one, if you want to get into the real production value of it, it'd have to be Power Slave. Power Slave to
I
me,
think that really boosted them out into the
oh my,
national
Well,
international market.
yeah, what really helped Iron Maiden when they released Power Slave, they went on that like 2-year world tour
Yeah.
with that record. Then of course, in between that time, they released Live After Death, which is a double album.
That was that tour, wasn't it?
Yeah, phenomenal live record.
Yeah.
Yes. And then after that,
That'll be your live. That'll be on your list.
be honest with you, I really like that 5-song EP they released back in, I think, 81, called Made in Japan. It only has like 5 songs on
I
it.
remember it.
Does Apollo have Iron Maiden?
Huh?
albums? Does he
yeah.
have
I'm
Iron
sure
Maiden
he does.
albums?
Who's that?
Apollo.
Oh yeah.
But he's got
As you
newer
come
stuff.
in, are they with like the newer albums?
Yeah.
He's
Yep.
got the newer Iron Maiden. I don't think he's
Because
got.
I've never looked in there.
Yeah, he's got the new the reissues and stuff of them. I mean, they sound great though, but
How much are they usually? 30?
45.
More?
well, they may range from like 30 to 45. That's all I could say about it.
Yeah.
But you know, it's
With Iron Maiden, you really got to kind of look for him.
yeah, they're in the eyes and the J's where he.
I've never looked
No, I mean because they're not put out there.
I've been-
Like you have to really dig to find them.
That's what,
Yes. I mean, a lot of you're not going to find a lot of used Iron Maiden records anywhere because
they're so new.
they get snatched up really quick.
That's like on them shows I watch on TV. They got Iron Maiden. Hey, where are these places at?
Yeah, it's. I mean,
Colorado.
Well, they're popular around here too. So you
Yeah.
might, if you're out of state sometime, you might check out another record.
yeah, maybe hit up like Goodwills and stuff. I mean,
Yeah, when I go to
Like-
Kentucky.
I mean, when I really first started collecting vinyl again, which was about 12 years ago, whenever.
Hey, yeah.
Yeah,
I was trying to think of that the other day. I started getting back into vinyl when Jesse had the old Ford shop.
Yeah, that's,
Yeah.
that's about
And
when
I
I started
bet that's
back
been
in.
20 years ago because
That's when I started back in.
I
It
was
was-
working at Lloyd's in '96. So I figured
about that.
it happened between '96 and 2005 that I
Yeah.
got into that.
Yeah, he actually had this record, a group called Rock Goddess, which there were 3 girls from England.
Yeah.
He goes, man, this record sounds like crap.
Who
You know,
said this?
Jesse?
I thought I
Oh.
had one and traded it to you. Did I have one?
Hell, I don't know.
Yeah, I thought I did.
But yeah, he goes, man, you put this on 35 RPM, you know, it sounds like garbage. You know, it's a 45,
Oh,
12-inch single.
Huh.
I put that on. That sounds fine to me. I didn't know, you know, I didn't bother looking at, because a lot of times the labels will say play at 45
Yeah.
or 35, whatever.
well, they
you
were
know.
EPs.
Yeah, it was an EP.
Yeah.
Yeah, a group called Rock Goddess. 3 girls thrown down back in the 80s. Other than girls' school, you know, from back.
Probably like Joan Jett.
Oh, Joan Jett couldn't hold a candle to these girls. Couldn't hold a candle to them. Same way with girls' school. But, you know, the Runaways were the first.
Yeah.
You know, the first.
Lita.
Well, but
Lita, what her name?
yeah, Lita Ford. But then again, you know, you had Fanny.
Yeah.
You know, from the early 70s and stuff. They were really.
Sweet's got an album, Fanny. That's good.
Yeah, that was released. That was like part of their first couple or whatever they released actually as a band. You know, but it's pretty good stuff.
Yeah.
But yeah, Fanny was the first. You know, they played rock and roll. You know, of course, and then there was probably other like garage bands and stuff like that. Then of course the Runaways came out. You know, from California and stuff, and just blew it up.
Do you have any Rory? What's his name?
Roy Gallagher.
Gallagher?
Yeah, I got Roy Gallagher.
You got a lot of them.
No, I ain't got a lot, but I got some. I got.
You probably remember them, have you? Rory Gallagher.
I've heard of it,
Heard of him?
but he's not related to me.
He's dead.
Yeah.
About most of 3/4 of the rock stars.
One of the best guitarists ever.
Yeah.
I think he is.
Oh yeah.
He's actually in my top 3. You know, so
Yeah.
actually top 2.
I'm tangled.
Jesus, dude.
Come on, Bigfoot.
No, he hasn't been drinking.
Well, I'm glad you clarified that boozer thing.
Yeah. It's nice to see. Yeah. I know. Yeah.
Yeah, to be honest with you, man, I thought that was because, you know,
Yeah. Well, I think I might took over for that after later on down the road. But yeah, it was a basketball player. Yeah.
well, things you know when you ask. You
What
know,
else can we grill you on?
what's with Is that Groucho?
That's
Pink Floyd.
That's Floyd on Pink Floyd.
You know,
Floyd.
Floyd.
Yeah, I know.
Floyd from
Floyd
Floyd the
Barber.
Barber.
Floyd the Barber.
I think Stephanie got this for me.
I was going to see if he caught some. That's Groucho Marx on there.
No.
That's old Andy Griffith boy there.
Uh-huh.
I
You
wonder-
like Andy?
Oh yeah. I
You
watch
seen about all
Gunsmoke.
the Andys?
No, I watch Gunsmoke more.
Oh, do you?
now.
Gunsmoke's pretty good.
Uh-huh. You know, you wonder on there they drink and smoke
And kill people?
and there's always good
Yeah.
looking women on
Yeah.
there. That's look at where people learned that off of Gunsmoke,
Yeah.
partying and
It was supposed to be the way the old West was.
Yep.
I don't know if it's that way or not.
Saloon Lady, Kitty, Miss Kitty.
What was that one little guy, the funny guy that's on there?
Festus, or
Festus.
Yep.
then there's the town drunk guy. He's funny.
Are all them people still living, you think?
No. They were rolled back in.
Doc was really old. When
Yeah.
yeah, but I like watching them. But I've watched so many of them.
When was that, back in the early 60s when that was?
57 started, I think.
Well, I remember
Okay.
when I was a kid on prime time at night, but it was getting towards the end of the last seasons.
I don't like the colored ones. I like the black and white ones.
Yeah.
I remember watching Bewitched at night on a regular program.
Oh, I know.
And then you could watch them in the daytime.
Yep.
When I get home from kindergarten, she was on television in like 11 o'clock or 11:30.
Just like
'cause we only
Lucille Ball.
did half a day, and then she'd be on that night.
Yeah.
Well, Lucy had that one,
Beverly Hillbillies.
Here's Lucy.
Mm-hmm.
I remember it on regular television at night.
Yeah.
But I think of all these shows that I remember when I was little, like tiny.
Then I get it.
And then now, you see them on,
Yeah.
So I watched Rawhide. That's got Clint Eastwood in it.
I don't remember it.
It's fact because I remember watching American Bandstand with the Jackson 5 on.
Yeah,
Michael
oh, yeah.
Jackson was just a kid.
Yeah.
That's how I learned how to do the moonwalk.
I don't doubt that one bit.
American Bandstand was on in the afternoons on Saturday after the cartoons was over.
Yep.
Yep.
Watched it all the time. Then what was that? After that, you had Soul Train on like Channel 10 or something like that.
Yeah. And I like to watch Fritz the Night Owl late night
Yeah.
on Channel
How
10
about
on
that?
Chiller Theater.
How
Remember-
about them rock shows they used to have on at midnight?
Yeah.
Remember on Q?
Kirshner.
Yeah.
In
Don
concert.
Kirshner.
Yeah.
And
You remember
Wolfman Jack?
Was it on QF 96? You used to have Dr. Demento show.
Yeah.
You play the Weird Owl and all that
Yeah.
other crazy. I always liked that stuff.
The fish heads.
Yeah.
Remember fish heads? Oh, we got good memories of all that stuff.
Yeah.
I remember when the Brady Bunch was on at night
Yeah. Yep.
and Partridge Family.
Yep.
Yeah, I never really got into them.
And I remember when Happy Days first came on. That was like the new
little
show
bit
to
of-
watch.
Yeah. That's back in what, early
74, I think.
74. I remember watching it back then.
I see Fonzie now, and I'm thinking, man, that's hard to believe that's the same guy.
So boy, he still don't look bad though, you know.
Yeah.
Now this, you're not going to put all this on the air, are you?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
we're
all
live.
Yeah. Well, we ain't live, but we're getting a baby recorded.
We can wait for They probably done tuned us out by now.
But yeah, I won't be going live until, an actual live one.
Well, that live one we didn't come out very good.
No, because of the internet.
Yeah.
But hopefully we're going to be getting better internet.
Well, what,
With fiber and stuff like that, it'd be 10 times better.
what channel will this be on?
My channel.
Channel 10.
Yeah, it comes on right after.
Ah, Stephanie found Dave on there.
It'd be coming on right after the news.
It's called Dave's Talk.
Yeah,
Dave's Talk.
yeah.
She's like, Mike, come here, look
You
at
got
this.
a email? He can email you.
No, I'll just send it to him to his phone.
Oh, okay.
His text
And
message.
then you can get on there and find all the other shows.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
But everybody, keep looking because I've only got like 84 views on mine. Hey, I've had a lot of people say they watched it and said they liked it. So.
Yeah.
I've already got more stories too. Some of it, they're not very good ones. But.
You remember going to drive-ins?
Oh yeah, sneak people in the back of the.
Oh yeah,
Drunk.
we did that when I was running around.
Did you ever go to that drive-in that was down
Refield.
on the way to Cincinnati on the other side of
50?
Hillsborough?
Yeah.
It was angled so you could see it.
So
Oh, I got to tell this
I
story.
went on a date there.
This will get a pop-up viewer discretion advice. We were on our way to Cincinnati to Kings Island, and it said Alice in Wonderland was going to play. And we were like, oh, we can turn around and watch Alice in Wonderland tonight when we come back through,
Probably dirty.
It said R on it. What's it got an R on it? We never knew that,
A little bit of restriction.
So it was, we went through our day at Kings Island. We came back, and my aunt said, yeah, oh, look, the whole place was packed. I mean, there was cars outside the head.
What's
You
your
couldn't
aunt?
hardly even, huh?
What aunt?
I won't say, but anyways.
Okay.
Anyways, we was on our way home, and a friend of mine from school, I think we were like 9 or 10, 9 years old. Turn around, you might see something you shouldn't. Well, what you tell two boys to turn around, you might see something you shouldn't. So we turned around, and there was that screen, and there was a woman. Her boobs took up the whole screen. And we just laughed. I mean, we were on the floorboard laughing, and she about run off the road. Oh my gosh! And Alice in Wonderland, rated R version.
I'm gonna have to find it now.
And my uncle was laying there asleep in the passenger, and he was like, "What? What's going on? Oh my gosh!"
Yeah, I'm gonna have to definitely find that one.
The place is packed.
You could only see it going towards Cincinnati.
Yeah.
You had to turn your head to see it coming back from Cincinnati.
Well, you get a longer view if you're looking.
Yes, imagine all them cars that was heading that way. That was all over the screen. You couldn't miss it. You had to see
And the
it.
place was packed.
Yeah. You'd have thought Star Wars was playing that
I don't
night.
think there's any more drive-ins around anymore.
It's fun. We were talking about that at work, about Star Wars and stuff.
yeah.
So hell, I remember going to the theater and watching them.
I remember
when
we
they
had to
first
go to
came out.
Columbus to see them. They wasn't even around here yet until it got.
I seen them
old.
there in Chillicothe.
Yeah, but it was like already been out for several months. And
I don't know.
they didn't do the actual new part.
Well, no, I mean they still, but you know
Yeah.
they. But yeah,
If you wanted to see them firsthand, you had to go to Columbus.
but yeah, I seen what was it? Jaws.
Yeah.
You know, Rockies and stuff when they first came out.
I remember the Jaws preview. I was in for a movie to see
Yeah.
some other movie, and there was the Jaws preview, and it was just like the water, and I was like too young. I was like, man, I don't want to see this. This is
Yeah.
scary. So I was holding my head down. I didn't want to see the shark.
Yeah, because I don't know if it was Star Wars, Jaws, or it might have been Rocky. Hell, I don't know.
Betty does Dallas.
Huh? I heard you, Debbie Does Dallas.
That'd be another one of them drive-in.
Yeah, might be what you seen. But no, it was before the movie started and stuff. They had like this little video playing of the Leonard Skinner plane crash.
Oh,
Yeah. Way back when.
yeah. I wasn't for watching scary movies, mostly animated or funny, or Disney funny. And we saw The Legend of Bogey Creek. I think we saw that down at the old Adena Theater. And that was where they researched the Loch Ness Monster and Bigfoot.
Oh,
And it
okay.
was kind of a documentary film, but it was interesting for a kid to sit there and watch that and be interested in it.
Which was probably a first for a kid, you know,
Yeah.
to sit there be interested in it.
And the only thing I remember was when they were talking about Bigfoot, this young couple was on the couch sitting like this, and there was one of them blinds, like the old Venetian blinds.
Oh, yeah.
And this hand bust through the glass. It was a big old hairy hand like Bigfoot, and scared them. And I mean, I jumped, and that part scared me.
How old were you?
Oh, I was probably 6 then, 6 or 7. And
That's many years ago.
that was that was.
Won't be long, he's going to be getting the shakes.
Or am.
Well, I get that.
Scary. That was probably the scariest movie that I'd seen.
Yeah.
I saw King Kong in '75.
Yeah.
That was the World Trade Center.
Yeah.
And that was kind of scary to me for a kid. You know, I was 8 years old.
Have you seen that thing going around on like social media and stuff?
What is it?
Like a gorilla taking on 100
No,
men?
no.
Yeah.
I heard about that
It's like,
just today. I heard
who's going to be like the first 50?
I think I heard about that today.
You know what I mean? Or even the first 20 to give out a whirl. I guess a gorilla, silverback gorilla.
What they got to do?
Exactly. They ain't going to do nothing. They're going to get tore to
I
pieces.
saw where 2 gorillas got in a fight on one of them videos he saw in a zoo.
Yeah.
And-
Dude, that's nothing to trifle with.
Yeah. Never haven't seen
So
that.
we
Yeah.
get to go up and pick which one we want.
Nope.
Where's your psychedelic section?
You know something? I cannot remember that. I can't remember that one.
Them ACDCs.
Where am I?
Dude, ACDs.
Yeah, that's
I
the ones
tried
I'm
like
going
heck to
after.
get them off of him that time.
That's the ones I'm after, them Australian ACDC.
Dummy me. I seen them. Remember, sitting right in the front window
You got,
at that place
yeah,
down there on.
I got them now.
missed out, didn't
They're probably, if you wanted to get them new, they'd probably be,
Well, actually, they're reissuing the TNT, I guess.
still, they'd probably be, what, $30 or $40.
They can keep it. But then again, you know, won't mind having maybe a reissue of it, you know, where I just listen. I don't listen to that
Yeah.
because it's rare.
I'll work you out a trade. I've got a.
Now, wait a minute.
I got a.
Because I know what those are worth.
This is something I wouldn't.
I got another
I wouldn't
stereo.
part with, but I'd certainly consider it for those. It's a Bon Scott last concert in Paris from '79 before he died.
Yeah,
Bootleg,
yeah,
but the quality ain't very good.
yeah. That's good quality.
Yeah.
The records are like,
But I thought maybe since it was kind of his last show,
He don't. Done
That
that.
might be
He don't have any
intriguing.
good records.
well, I
anymore.
got maybe a couple CDs I'd trade for it. He's like, you son of a because I got the CD of that.
of what? That one I'm
Yeah, the last concert, I believe, because it's like part of a box set I got.
You got Garth Brooks.
Yeah. Garth's got some good stuff.
got that at the dollar store, didn't you? That's where I got mine. That's his whole
Yeah.
complete
No,
record.
on down there, I see Garth Brooks.
Yeah. Yeah, I got that. Of course, I got the Kiss.
What's
on
that
the,
Kiss thing you got?
I see Steve Wright or Gary Wright down there.
Is that the CD box set, that Kiss?
Steve
Yes.
Wright. I went to
Yes.
Steve Wright.
Yeah. Of course, I had to get that Iron Maiden. Shocker, right? Oh, Eddie Head. Have you ever seen that?
Yeah. Is that Mask?
No. No, the head flips up and it's got the CDs.
Ah.
How about the next one? What's he?
That's
The
what I
other,
read.
the head. What's it do?
Nothing. Just sits there and stares at people coming in. Keeping an eye on. It's got a camera in it.
Yeah, that's
What's
right.
the Psycho Circus down there in the end?
That's Kiss, bud.
Yeah, but which one?
Oh, that's the figurines.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
There's 2 albums there I want to get.
Now, Psycho Circus
Kiss.
would be Kiss's version of a psychedelic, but it's '98, so
Yeah.
it wasn't old.
It's one of their better records, newer.
Yeah.
I guess. I think it's 10 times better than Monster. But Monster has a good guitar sound to it.
That's Tommy Thayer's.
Yeah.
They let him loose on that one.
Yeah, you could tell. This sounds really good. It's got a good sound to it.
Well, I'm going to fall asleep up there.
Well, we don't want that to happen.
Are we boring you that bad?
Now I'm going to take this all and wrap around my.
Well,
There we go, because the trip will going out.
oh, okay.
You got a bit of that hair. Somebody made me move. I moved.
Hey, we can hear you better.
God, well, he's got a big head on.
Hey, we're on
Never
the
noticed
radio.
that.
Well, guys, that was fun and
I think
interesting.
we've talked about everything. I think everybody tuned out.
A lot of banter in between, but who cares, right?
Yeah.
This isn't about them; it's about us.
Yeah.
There's a lot of people that like this. They like to see this show. So
Well,
it's been
I
Find
like.
out a little more about me if they knew me.
that boy that was teacher's son,
Who Roman?
Roman.
Yeah.
He's in Athens and does this kind of radio stuff
Yeah.
show. He likes this show.
He's a good kid.
Yeah.
I had a pretty interesting conversation with him.
Yeah, he did a good show.
He's a nice guy.
And he shows this, I'm sure, to the ones down there.
So look at the little hillbilly here.
Yeah.
Wow, man.
So you've got a pretty good group of people that's tuned into this.
Well, I hope so. I hope, fan thing. If it's really not in, I don't know. Hopefully, it's a little somewhat entertaining.
I've got a couple more people I'll be thinking of to get in here. To
Yeah.
talk about some stuff.
There's a few people I want to ask.
Jesse.
Yeah, he should be in here. Apollo.
No, the other Jesse.
Jesse Moore?
Uh-huh.
Yeah, he might be good.
He'd get
That's-
people laughing.
Yeah, he is funny. Jesse is funny. He's pretty knowledgeable on
Oh,
records.
yes, he is.
Yeah.
So
The other Jesse, I think you've talked to him about it, haven't you?
yeah, but it's. I understand because he's got his business to run, and plus, he plays in a band, and he does it. Yeah, he does his thing. I understand that. Do your thing.
I'll get that guy that's here from Pure Prairie Lake to do a show. John Carl.
John Carl Carr.
He was.
Carl.
Was he the
C.A.
drummer?
Yeah, steel guitar. He's the one that plays at the theater all the time.
Really?
Yeah, he's from Waverly.
What's the
Does he live in Waverly?
What's the
Yeah, I'd
car
like to hook him
dealership?
up with you.
What's the car dealership? Was the drummer? he quit right after they started.
I don't know. For Pure Prairie Lake?
Yeah.
Oh, I don't
Very first album, and he quit after that. He has a car dealers down Waverly now.
Probably making bone anyways.
Well, he still tours. This guy still tours
okay.
with him. Because I saw him last
Sounds like
summer
the same name.
and talked to him, and he said, "Yeah, I'm going out on tour." He'd been playing up in North Dakota and places like that.
But I wouldn't mind getting,
So that'd be good for somebody that's
Should
a
get
name for themselves.
Get my cousin in here from the 70s or from the 60s. He was around the hippie stuff.
that's really psychedelia.
You can get different generations in here.
Yeah, he played the band too. He played in the band.
Yeah. Good old rock and roll.
Yeah, they play more country now, but he knows rock and roll. That's who I bought a lot of my albums off of.
Too bad we don't know anybody that knows Paul McCartney. We get him in here.
Well, closest thing I had in here was Dave Shoemaker.
Yeah,
That's pretty close.
Yeah.
Walked the same footsteps.
yeah.
So,
Took the same side of the street, didn't he?
yes, he did.
And that's on your newest one of him.
Yeah.
Let's see,
That's
who
awesome.
else can we get?
But anyways,
We'll find some people get it.
well, I appreciate you guys coming out, taking the time. How you're,
Well, I was going to be sleeping in my chair.
Maybe people out there will tell
well,
us.
anyways, from your busy day, I appreciate you coming.
Yeah, yeah.
But anyway, thanks a lot,
I
guys.
like coming out here, so
Yeah.
appreciate you having me.
Yeah,
Oh, no problem.
I didn't know you had this out here. Right here.
Yeah.
I thought we was going to be in that.
Yeah, wife kicked me out because
I was wondering when she was
all
going to.
all of these here
Probably wouldn't fit.
was in a bedroom and stuff, and it was just too much. It was just like,
Mine already did me that. But,
well, you got your own outbuilding too, don't
yeah.
you?
Yeah. But you got heat probably in here, don't you?
Yeah, I got heat and AC.
Yeah, so you won't want to do that.
Yeah, when I first walked out here today, it's like, oh, boy, it's a little chilly
Yeah,
out here.
if it's insulated good though.
Yeah, it's insulated.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I don't know about good, but it's insulated. Hey, it keeps out the cold.
Yeah.
So.
Feels good.
But anyways,
Okay, well, we'll listen
Thanks.
a little bit of that too.
yeah, we'll give Mike a little bit of a greaser of this.
Okay.
You guys are going to miss out on that.
But anyways, guys, be kind to one.
Bye.
Okay. Good to be here.
Yeah, be kind to one another. See you later.
Yeah.
Bye.